There you go.
Cheers, mate. Why does he want to involve us?
God knows.
Oh, come on, tell us something, will you?
Look, all I know is Burnside phoned me late last night, said he wanted a tailing job done and to get on the blower to you.
A tailing from prison?
Theirs is not the reason why, theirs but to do and die.
You what?
Tennyson.
I want to see someone.
What about?
It's private.
I'm sorry, unless you
Look,
can tell me...
don't jerk me about. This is important to me, all right?
Wait over there.
Yes? Look, I'm having my breakfast, for heaven's sake. Can't someone else deal with it? OK. Look, put her in the waiting room, all right?
Our man is on his way.
I'll take the lead. Stay in the background.
What's your problem, miss?
Don't they have anyone of rank at this knit?
For starters, take your feet off the table.
Who do you think you are?
My name's Reg Hollis. Bottom of the pile, PC, 171. Now take your feet off the table. OK. Right, now, we know my name. What's yours?
Selina. Selina Leston.
Address?
No fixed abode. Railway Arches, Hesley Street. It's cold, damp and the cardboard soggy. Will that do?
Miss Leston, I'm a very busy man. Please don't waste my time. If there's something wrong, something you want to report, then let's hear it. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Do we understand each other?
I want to go home.
Stan! We got to talk. Look, sooner or later, Stan, you and me have got to get together. Last time you tried to get away from me, it was your leg. Who knows what could happen this time? Get him.
What is up with Burnside? We're supposed to be tailing them, and now he's picking him up. Look what's going on. Houseman. So that's his game.
Thanks. So how long you been roughing it?
2, 3 weeks. Lost count.
Not bad. How old are you?
16 next birthday.
And what brought all this on?
My dad. We don't get on.
And what do you want me to do?
Bring my mum to come and get me.
And where'd you live?
Hertfordshire.
Is there a telephone number?
0727 831 099.
Well, why don't you ring him up yourself?
My dad might answer the phone.
OK. Do you want something to eat? Right. I'll be back in a minute.
Where are we going?
Where do you want to go?
Play with me, Burnside.
Believe me, Stan. This is no game. So you got 9, but you only did 3. That's a good result.
I paid for what I did. I lost everything.
The man died.
You know as well as I do, it was Beckett who set it up. All I did was...
Hold a gun.
It didn't happen like that.
Beckett's free with 200 grand's worth of Krugerrands, a load of Tom, and your wife.
What do you want from me?
What I've always wanted. The missing pieces.
I've told you everything I know, time and time again. Don't you ever give up?
No.
Mrs. Leston? It's PC Reg Hollis here, Sunhill Police Station. It's in London. Yeah, look, please don't panic. There's nothing happened. It's about your daughter, Selena. Yeah. She walked into this police station this morning feeling a little bit sorry for herself. Yeah, she'd like you to come and pick her up.
Must have been very degrading for you in there. Slopping out, that kind of thing.
It's degrading for everyone.
I want to talk about the case.
I don't.
Where are Linda and Beckett?
I want to get out.
Oh, don't be stupid.
I want some fresh air.
Yeah, all right, I'll pull over.
She wasn't it.
Why don't you tell me that your dad is a chief inspector?
Didn't think she'd tell you that.
Why not?
My father has disowned me.
Disowned you? How do you mean?
Do you know what it's like when you don't exist? When someone walks into a room and doesn't even acknowledge you're there. My father hasn't spoken to me for 2 years.
You're kidding.
You ever met my dad?
No?
Oh, you probably think he was a great copper. One of the lads.
So why do you want to go back?
I miss my mum.
Which one do you want?
I don't mind.
Cheers. They look like two old friends, don't they? Yeah. Still can't work out why he wants us here. Perhaps he's had some info. Maybe Houseman's been talking in prison. Do you think he'll lead us to the gear? Look, if you came out of prison, no money, and with somebody like Burnside pushing you, and you think there's a chance of getting nicked again, stitched up maybe, what would you do? Stitched up? For what? Whatever fires Burnside's imagination.
Quite predictable, wasn't I?
I wouldn't say that.
Man of habit, then. Beckett said he'd been in the shop. Recognised my face. Did you know that?
Is that how the friendship started?
He took me and Linda out a few times. Wined and dined us. Little did I know. I conditioned myself it never happened. You can do that, you know. If you try hard enough, you can obliterate anything from your mind completely.
Prison psychiatrist tell you that, did he? When was the last time you had a real breakfast, Stan?
Oh, no, Mum's on her way to pick her up, take her home.
And the father's Chief Inspector Leston.
Yeah, do you know him?
I know the name, but I can't place him.
What do you think I should do?
Well, she's obviously a troubled kid. Don't leave her. I mean, she gets a touch of the second, she might wander off.
Yeah, I'll take her in the canteen.
Yeah, all right, Rich. So, is Mr. Conway still here?
Cab driver, I just never
Not now, Fiona, no.
Gotta watch the cholesterol. Did you take much persuading?
Persuading?
Beckett.
You know the story better than I do.
I need reminding, Stan.
Do I have to go through the whole thing again? What is it with you?
Loose ends, Stan.
Beckett and I had a few drinks. Started chatting. He said, would you like to make some money? Well, who wouldn't? He said, all you have to do is let me into the premises one night just before closing time. And I'll split the proceeds with you 50-50. That all sounded so simple. So easy.
What about the guns?
I swear I knew nothing about the guns until the night of the robbery. I let Beckett into the premises as arranged. I was to take no active part. That was the deal.
He took the gun.
He said he'd need help. He couldn't do it on his own. Next thing I knew, there I was, threatening Andrews with the gun while Beckett tied him up.
Did a bit more than tie him up, Stan. You choked him to death. You're as much to blame as if you strangled him yourself.
Oh, come on, you know that's not true.
convince me.
What are you trying to do to me, Burnside? I was cleared of the murder.
Not in my book.
And what book's that, Frank? The same book that says you've got to cripple prisoners when you arrest them?
Shouldn't have tried to escape from me, Stan. Eat up.
I'm sorry, Bob, but you're going to have to deal with this Leston business yourself.
Well, I don't mind that. I just don't want any complaints if I call it as I see it.
Then be tactful. What time is it?
10:20.
I'm sorry, Bob.
It's all right.
See you later.
Come in. Oh, hello. I need to have a word.
Oh, fine. I'll see you in your office. Thanks.
Hello, Selina.
Didn't get you in trouble, did I?
I don't know about trouble. Certainly stirred things up. Anyway, this is Sergeant Quiet.
How long have you been taking heroin, Selina?
About 18 months. What's going to happen to me?
I don't honestly know yet.
You haven't told my dad, have you?
No.
It's just I don't want him here trying to pull strings.
Why should he try and pull strings? I understand he doesn't care about you.
He doesn't. But he'd try, just to protect his untarnished reputation.
Have you ever tried to sit down and talk it over with him?
When? When is he ever home? You tell me. Look, my father only has one interest in life, and that's the police force. As far as Mum and I are concerned, we're way down the list. Well, I am anyway.
So you definitely don't want to see him?
That's right.
They've been in there a long time? Yeah. Burnside's probably going through his good cop, bad cop routine, a one-man show. I think you should take a look. Yeah, you're right. Well, what are you waiting for? I'm going. Good lad.
I've done my time. Paid my debt. Why can't you leave it be? For crying out loud, what have I done to you?
A man died, Stan. A man with a wife and children.
What can I do? I can't bring him back.
You can help me get Beckett and recover the gear.
After the job, Beckett dropped me off at Victoria Station in the stolen van. He told me he had a receiver lined up for the gear. He said he'd get in touch in a few weeks when things are quieting down.
What happened to the van?
How do I know?
You're lying, Stan.
I don't even know why I'm sitting here talking to you. I don't know why I don't just get up and walk out.
Because you want to help me, Stan. You want to walk out of here with a clear conscience.
I've got a clear conscience. I don't need your stamp of approval.
You got home. The house was empty.
You love this, don't you?
I want to know.
I think you're sick, do you know that?
I still want to know.
She'd left a note. I put it next to the phone. They were in love. Can you believe that? My Linda and that bastard Becky. And can you blame me for going berserk? Smashed everything in the house. Even the Waterford crystal, a wedding present from my mother. You married? Can you imagine? Locked up in a cell, 24 hours a day, and outside someone is sleeping with your wife.
Do you know what makes this case different? It's a mystery. A mystery I don't believe.
What don't you believe?
I don't believe you, Stan. But you're the key to Beckett and the gear. So there's no way I'm going to let you off the hook.
Look, what if I say, I've served my time, go stuff yourself?
You'd be a fool.
I haven't got the gear. I've never had it. As far as Linda and Beckett are concerned, they're in Spain, Miami. Who cares? It's in the past. I feel sorry for you, Frank. Now I'm going to the toilet. And for the first time in 3 years, I don't want someone looking over my shoulder.
Tosh, you got him? Yeah, he's in a cab, heading Felshaw's way, towards central London.
We're in business.
Gov, I don't think I want to be part of this.
You can't always play by the rules, Carver.
Look, you should have told us it was unofficial.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Well, she obviously has serious problems. But her health is as good as you'd expect given the circumstances. Circumstances? Shooting up in a police station? If that's not a cry for help. Are you calling in the Youth and Community Service? It's already done. Trouble is, her father's a chief inspector. Yes, well, whose interests are we serving in the long run?
He's gone out. He's gone in the market.
Tell Tosh to stick with him. We'll take the railway end of the market.
Well, obviously, if she lives in Hertfordshire, there's not much we can do.
Yeah, of course, but I need your advice as to which way I should jump. Do I release her into her parents' custody?
She's made no allegation of abuse.
No, just neglect. If it was a divorce, it'd be mental cruelty.
Well, let's have a word with her first, see what she wants.
Right, Matt, could we have Selina Leston out, please? Yeah.
Did you have to keep her in here?
As far as I'm concerned, possession of heroin is still a criminal offence, whether it's juvenile or not. Selina, this is Sergeant Kay from Youth and Community Service. She wants to have a few words.
Isn't my mum here yet? I'm only going back for her. I'm all she's got. That's half the problem, you know. The pressure to be right for her. I can't be me. She's great, my mum. I really miss her. But it's too much.
Sarge, Mr. and Mrs. Leston are here.
I've got him.
Matt, these are Selina's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Leston.
Ah, right. If we could get on with it.
Yes, sir. Well, as you know, in drugs cases, we bail the accused.
I know the procedure, Sergeant.
Oh, yeah. He knows the procedure all right. Please, Selina, don't make things worse.
Worse. She's probably HIV.
You'd like me dead, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? You want me dead?
Right now, I don't know.
Look, I'm sorry, Mum. I thought I could go home, but I can't. It'll always be the same.
Don't say that, Selina.
Can we go somewhere, please? Can you get me out?
Stay where you are.
Excuse me, sir. Do you think we could have a word? Mr. Leston, Selina is going to be bailed into the care of the local social services.
What?
Well, it's clear that she doesn't want to go home with you.
But I'm her father.
Look, sir, I can appreciate your position, and I know this must be very difficult for you.
Don't lecture me. You're not paid to be a social worker.
True, but I do know when to take their advice, and they believe that she'd be better off out of the family situation, and I'm inclined to agree.
Let's go.
Selina's going into temporary care, Mrs. Leston. They'll phone you later with the details.
darling.
You took a risk, Stan, hiding the gear down there. A man found out. Down you go, Jim.
Cough.
You never stood a chance. You never got away with it. I'm going to ask you again, Stan. Where are Linda and Beckett?
2 dead bodies, Gov.
Tosh.
Yes, Gov.
She lied to me, Frank. They thought I didn't know, you see. Well, I had to stop her, Frank. I had to stop her.
Who is it?
Police. Is Mr. Wood there?
Who is it?
Police, Mr. Wood.
I ain't seen you before.
I'm the new home beat officer, Mr. Wood. Ron Smollett, taking over from PC Lawton.
What do you want?
Well, I just thought I'd drop round, see how you were.
Satisfied?
Sierra Oscar from 577 receiving, over.
Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, I've just arrived at the canal. The ambulance is already here.
Okay, Barry, keep us posted.
Yeah, okay. What's up, mate?
He'd inhaled his own vomit. We got here just in time.
Any idea what happened?
No apparent head injury. His breathing slowed right down. Could have OD'd on something, but there's no bottles or needles around.
Or glue or alcohol?
Maybe, but I can't smell them. 1, 2, 3. We've done all we can here. Casualty had to run some more tests.
Any ID?
No, but his pockets stuffed with these.
You could have said he was retiring.
PC Lawton? I thought everyone knew.
Go away in the hospital for a few days. When you come back, everything's been changed.
A couple of weeks is a bit longer than a few days, Mr. Wood. Still, you're out now and stuck with me.
You gonna get the young scum what did this, then?
Oh, that's a difficult one, that one, Mr. Wood. Because unfortunately, you weren't able to give us a description, were you?
What do you expect? It was dark, wasn't it? Thank you, sweetheart.
Thanks very much.
You better be going now. You don't want to worry your mum. Here, thanks for getting the smokes. Oh, here. Get yourself a sweet.
Thanks, Grandad. See ya.
Helpful lad.
I know. Angel, that's my son's boy.
Doesn't go real shopping for you, does he?
Well, all the local shops, his mum won't let him go no further.
Oh, quite right. Quite right. Live close, do they?
Well, the next block, number 13.
Sierra Oscar from 577 receiving, over.
Yes, Barry?
Yeah, we've got a young IC1 unconscious. The ambulance men don't seem to know why. Possibly overdose or solvent abuse. Can't seem to find any of the works. It's 13 to 14 years old, 5'5", 5'6", medium build, shortish brown hair, grey t-shirt, jeans, West Ham supporters jacket and black trainers. There's no ID, but his pockets are stuffed with slot machine tokens.
Morning, sir. PC Ron Smollett, your new home beat officer.
Oh, deluxe treatment all of a sudden.
Well, we aim to please, sir. That sign in your window about not selling cigarettes to kiddies. Take any notice of it, do you?
I put it there, Constable.
Ah. Only I've just run into a little lad who bought 40 fags for his granddad. And this is the only place selling cigarettes around here.
Are you accusing me, Constable? Because if you are, you're either stupid or you've got a nerve. Or maybe the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing.
Did you sell the cigarettes, sir? Yes or no?
I've just been burgled, Constable, 2 nights ago anyway. And I haven't even had a chance to restock yet. Just look what they've done. One of your colleagues has all the details if you'd bother to ask him.
It's all a bit of a mystery, to be honest. I gather you found no syringes or drug containers.
Nothing.
No. Well, we're running all the standard tests, of course, and we're taking x-rays. But if nothing shows up, without knowing anything of his history, we're really a bit stymied, I'm afraid.
Until he comes round, you mean?
If he comes round. He's very deeply unconscious. Until we have more information, it's hard to know how to help him, assuming we can. So anything you can find out. Next of kin?
Sierra Oscar 577 receiving, over.
Go ahead, Barry.
Any news on that description yet, Kathy?
No kids reported missing, Barry, but the ambulance service said the caller was a young man who sounded like he was drunk. Over.
Right.
Well, the doctor down here reckons he's in pretty bad shape. Sounds like he could be a goner. Now, the hospital needs to know whatever we find out.
Could you warn CID and the duty officer we've got a possible fatality?
Yeah, I will do, Barry. You didn't find anything at the canal?
No. Gonna check the local arcades. Those tokens must have come from somewhere.
Hold that ladder still, will you?
Sarge?
Yes, Ron?
You're looking after these shop burglaries, aren't you?
I am indeed.
Crime sheet for that newsagent's job by the Beckett estate.
So?
Well, I was just doing a follow-up call on Alfred Wood, you know, the old fella who got mugged.
Going for sergeant already, Ron?
Just doing my job, thank you, Tosh. Anyway, also there was his grandson, Lee, who'd apparently just popped round the corner to buy him some fags, right?
This is thrilling stuff, Ron. And I appreciate how exciting it must be for you to be back in the big time after all those months filing. But I am actually very busy, so get to the point, yeah?
Well, the point is, that's him, the newsagent. He was cleaned out 2 nights ago. He hasn't restocked yet. So where did Lee get his smokes, eh?
Another newsagent?
Wood thought he'd just gone round the corner. There's nowhere else within, what, 15-minute walk?
You're saying Lee's the burglar?
Maybe. Maybe knows him. And all I'm saying is it's an itch, that's all.
OK, Ron, scratch it. But discreetly. Wood's had a lot of local sympathy since the attack, by all accounts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be a great idea to go stirring up your new patch by suggesting his grandson's a little tea leaf. Not until you've got some concrete evidence.
Sergeant?
Yeah, OK.
Hello. Tell me, these come from any of your machines?
Maybe.
A yes or no, mate. Somebody's life could depend on it.
We have some machines that use those, but so do many places in London.
Right. Well, we've got a young lad unconscious in hospital and we're trying to find out who he is. He had a load of these stuffed in his pockets. His weight, about 13 or 14.
Ah, we only allow people over 18, officer.
Look, don't muck me about, mate. I am not in the mood, all right? He had short brown hair and he was wearing a West Ham jacket. Well,
maybe.
Can I have your attention for a moment, please? I said, can I have your attention?
Oi, where do you think you're going? Look, this is a private office. You can't come in here. What do you think you're doing? some kind of a...
1 minute, sir. All right, quieten down. You can go back to your machines in a minute. I just want some help, that's all. And we've got a young lad unconscious in hospital.
Put him there, did you?
He was found by the canal. Now, somebody called the ambulance.
Ask them then.
You're unbelievable. Well, in case anybody's interested, he could die. He's white, about 13, and he was wearing a West Ham jacket.
Deserves to die then, doesn't he?
Well, cheers. I hope you get as much help when you're in a spot of bother. You can turn your games on again now.
I'm gonna make a complaint about this, you'll see.
I might be out well.
Oh, yeah? Who are you?
Patrick Carver. Look, I think he might be with my brother Sean. He's got a jacket like that.
Has he now? Sierra Oscar 577 receiving, over.
Mrs. Wood?
Yeah?
It's all right. Nothing's happened. I'd just like a word about your father-in-law, if it's convenient.
Oh, right. Come in then.
Only I popped into him this morning and I was just wondering how you thought he was coping, since the attack.
Oh, well, he's a tough old bird. Ain't done much for his opinion of human nature, though.
No.
I mean, those boys that done that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my boy Lee, by the way.
Yeah, we met round at his granddad's. Doing some shopping for him, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's very helpful like that. Does it for a lot of the old folk round here, don't you, precious? Those that can't get out that much. Disabled and that.
That's nice.
Well, you've got to help the old folks, ain't you? I mean, we're all going to be old ourselves eventually, ain't we? God willing.
Mum?
Yeah, is Mrs. Majinski expecting you?
Yeah.
Well then, stir yourself. Cup of tea, Mr.
Smollett, Ron Smollett. Very kind of you, but actually, I can't stay long myself.
Oh. He still hasn't regained consciousness, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's Sean.
I'll let your mum and dad know, OK?
Yeah.
You've no idea what's wrong with him.
Sierra Oscar 577 receiving.
No history of anything like this.
You've got a positive ID, Kath. Sean
What about
Harper.
drugs?
Better get hold of his parents at the address I gave you
No
earlier.
history of epilepsy? Anything like that? No.
Thanks.
Come on.
What?
Is that the caretaker?
Yes.
Police, open up, please.
Oh, yeah. I haven't heard that one for a couple of weeks.
Look, this is urgent. I'm in pursuit of a suspect who's just entered these premises.
Yeah, but the council would have my guts for garters if I just let anybody into the building. Not a crime round here, see?
Doesn't look too good, does he?
My dad's gonna kill me.
It's not your fault, is it?
He's gonna be all right, though, isn't he?
I don't know, Patrick. Look, are you sure you don't know what happened?
No.
He could die, you know.
Well,
What?
he could have...
What?
He could have sniffed something.
What? Sniff what?
I don't know.
Are you still there?
Yes.
I've rung your station. They say you're kosher, so you may enter.
Cheers. Well. That's right, Sarge. He went into the flats empty-handed, then came out a few minutes later with a bag full of shopping, which he's just delivered to the old lady on the other side of the estate.
Interesting.
Yeah, looks like our Lee's running a nice little scam. Getting shopping money off the OAPs, buying stolen goods on the cheap off a fence who lives in the flats, and pocketing the difference.
OK, Ron. Find out which flat he's visiting and if it's empty or not, and I'll sort out the search warrant, OK?
Cheers, Skip. Will do.
Big Ron reckons he's onto a high-level fence, does he?
Safe ways in the sky, by the sound of it.
Any luck with any of those names yet?
Look, I told you, I don't know none of me brother's mates.
I thought you and Sean was close.
Yeah, we don't exactly socialise together, do you know what I mean?
Money, him and his mates are probably doing it together. They probably ran off and left him and all when he collapsed. Look, somebody must have phoned the ambulance. Wasn't you, was it?
Me? I wouldn't leave my brother like that. And anyway, I wouldn't...
What?
I wouldn't touch nothing like that. You know, sniffing and that.
Yeah, mug's game, eh?
Oh, you ain't wrong.
And that what you told Sean when you tried to stop him?
I never told him nothing. It's up to him, that's all.
And you got no idea what he was sniffing or where he got it from, have you?
No.
So, how are you finding things then, Donna?
In the filing cabinets, mainly.
No, I meant being in here.
Well, I've only been doing the job a couple of hours, Tony, so the excitement's, you know, not even begun to wear off.
Right, well, I better get back to the front office. Ron?
Tony? All right, Donna. Makes sense, does it?
I'm coping, Ron, don't worry.
Yeah, you can do this job standing on your head.
Can I help?
Oh, well, I thought I'd just... Right, yeah. Residents of Walmer Tower, Beckett Estate. I'm looking for anyone with a history of handling.
All right.
Yeah, some prat in the housing department kept banging on about living in a police state. Coughed up that lot, though, when I told him it would stop pensioners being conned. Here, I could give you a hand.
It's all right, Ron. I can manage.
See, your brother's not actually in trouble, Patrick. Except medically, that is. Sniffing's not illegal, you know. Did you know that?
I told you, I don't know nothing.
But it is illegal to supply solvents for misuse to kids under 16. So we need to find out who's doing it. Any names you can give us would be really helpful.
Look.
Patrick! Where's Sean? Can I see him?
You better see a nurse.
You stupid little pillock! You're supposed to be looking after him! You're a waste of bleeding space, you are!
Mrs. Harper.
Where's my Sean? I want to see him!
Come this way, please.
Dad, please.
I want to talk to you later.
Your parents always like that.
Like what?
I had to look after my kid brother all the time too, you know.
Yeah.
Right pain it was. If I did something wrong, I copped it. If he did something wrong, I copped it too. Do you know what I mean?
It just ain't fair.
Life really is, Patrick. Look, I've done my best to look after your brother and help him, but right at the minute, I'm running out of ideas, so if you remember anything, or if you just want to chat, give us a ring, right?
William Green, 46 Walmer Tower. It's on the 7th floor. Donna dug him out for me.
4 convictions for receiving. Certainly looks like our man.
So, you're going to get a search warrant?
Yep.
Any idea when, Sarge? Only I'd like, you know, to be available.
Well, firstly, Ron, this isn't the only thing I've got on my plate right now. Secondly, keen as I know you are, you don't have to clear up the whole of Sun Hill's crime on your first day back on the beat. And thirdly, when we do search Green's place, you shouldn't be there anyway. You're a home beat officer, not part of the flying squad, okay?
Right.
What?
In a bit hard there, Alistair, in my humble opinion. It never does pay to get on the wrong side of our run.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
William Green,
What's the password?
police.
Oh, go. Thank goodness you've arrived. I was just about to give you a lot of bell. Someone's trying to stitch me up.
This all for your own use, is it?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, no, it isn't. You see, what?
Well, I must admit you've got it very nicely organised, Mr. Green. Fags upstairs, tinned and dried goods in here.
So how did you come by all this stuff, Mr. Green?
Oh, it's the strangest thing. I come back from my mother's last night and it was all just here. I mean, you could have knocked me down with a feather. I mean, who dumped all this lot on a complete stranger? More! I don't believe it.
No, Mr. Green, neither do I.
Oh, Ron. You came up trumps on William Green, my old son. Better stocked up than Sainsbury's in there.
I didn't think Sergeant Gregg was going to move on it so fast.
He changed his mind, didn't he?
Here, Tosh.
Yeah?
You understand these things, don't you?
What, like to refills?
Is there any way of tracking down who sold it?
Yeah, if there's a batch number on them. Hang on a minute. There you are, look there.
Oh, right.
Is that what that lad you found sniffed?
Yeah, it could be. I thought I might be able to find out who supplied it. Still, I'm off now, so I'll have to wait.
I'll do it.
No, Ron, I didn't
No,
mean...
really, no
Yeah, well,
problem.
well done, mate. Nice bit of work, eh?
Oh, cheers, Tosh.
Cheers,
thanks.
Ron. See you soon.
Just a fence I sniffed out this morning.
Blimey, you're going a bit, aren't you? Don't burn yourself out, Ron. There, look what happened to Phil Young.
Yeah, I was nicking scroats before he was out of nappies, Barry. No chance.
Oh, come on, Mr. Green. Why don't you cut the crap and just tell us who's been supplying you with the stuff? We know you've been selling it on, so why waste time with all these lies?
Well, I've told you, Constable.
Sergeant.
Sergeant, it's the most extraordinary thing that's ever happened to me.
Someone just left it there. And even sorted it into different rooms.
I know. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
And I suppose the fact that you've got 4 previous convictions for handling stolen goods is neither here nor there.
Well, that must be why somebody left the stuff. They knew my history before I started going straight and, well, wanted to take advantage of it.
Sarge. Any joy? Well, this may change the atmosphere. Barry Stringer just picked it up down by the canal. It's what a young lad called Sean Harper was snorting this morning before he collapsed.
Yeah, I heard about it. What's it got to do with Green?
This is the only one missing from a pack you've just picked up from Green's flat. I checked the batch number.
Green supplied it?
Maybe. More likely is Sean nicked it. The same pack is on a list of stuff stolen from the newsagents that was turned over a couple of nights ago. I checked that too. And the newsagent said he hadn't opened it.
So, Sean burgled the shop and sold the stuff to Green, but kept his back for himself?
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
Let's see how Green sees it. Nice work, Ron. Very thorough.
Yes, all those months spent filing, Sergeant.
Interview resumed. DS Gregg and DC Lyons present.
Well, Mr. Green, some new information has come to light, as they say. What can you tell me about Sean Harper?
Sean Harper?
No, that was really nice of you to come. I mean, you don't really think the old Bill care, you know what I mean?
Well, at least the doctors know he's taken now anyway, so let's just hope he pulls through, eh?
Light a few.
Hello, Skip.
What are you doing here, Barry?
I can see how the Harper kid's getting on. This is his dad.
Mr. Harper, Detective Sergeant Gregg, Sunhill CID. How is Sean?
No change.
Is Patrick still here?
Yeah?
I wondered if I might have a word. Just a couple of questions about his brother.
Patrick?
Just a word. DS Gregg, Sunhill CID. How is your brother?
Stable, whatever that means.
Mm-hmm. How would you feel if he died?
What sort of question's that?
A difficult one. Especially for the person who put him there.
I never.
Why'd you give him the lighter fuel then?
Me?
Yeah, you. One of the ones William Green says you nicked from the newsagents. What was it? Keep him quiet. Nearly hushed him up for good, that did.
I never gave it to him. He nicked it.
Patrick Harper, I have to warn you that you do not have to say anything, but anything you do say may be given in evidence.
He took it from my lock-up on the estate.
That where you store the gear?
Till I can get it to Mr. Green. I knew it was Sean that nicked it. He wouldn't give it back, though, would he?
You tried?
You can't tell him nothing. He just laughs. I mean, they can't control him. What am I supposed to do?
That's what I call a very satisfactory hard day's labour. Patrick's put his hand up to the newsagents and 16 TICs.
Nice.
Yeah, except for the paperwork.
Ah, shame. Still, thanks, Ron.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Bit hard on the parents, though, isn't it, eh? One lad in a coma, one lad in here.
Should have looked after them better then, shouldn't they?
Sorry.
Thanks. Well, Ron, I've got to hand it to you. You're no Matt Lawton, but you certainly get results.
Thanks, Sarge.
Listen, if you can hang on for a few minutes, I thought we could all go for a pint.
That's fine by me.
Thanks, Sarge, but I thought I'd call in on the woods. You know, little Lee, the mercy shopper at the Beckett estate.
Oh, yeah, right.
Only I don't like to leave any loose ends.
Sure.
My own flesh and blood. Who'd have believed it?
So, I suggest Lee returns all the money that he's made to the OAPs he's conned, or he could be charged with handling stolen goods.
Well, what you got to say for yourself?
I ain't got it no more.
Colin, your own granddad. How much was it altogether?
40, 50 quid.
My God, what do you spend that sort of money on? Don't you worry, Mr. Smollett. We'll see it's all paid back.
Right, I'll be going now then.
Oh, I'll see you out. And thank you, for sorting this out, private.
That's okay. Sometimes these things are best dealt with on the quiet.
Where do you think you're going?
6 hours Kip still to go?
Yeah, he won't cause any trouble. I'll leave him out before I get back on,
Sarge. Oh, Barry. That's no good. You won't get on that way. It's empty.
They never learn, do they?
Someone left that in main reception. Sergeant Peters reckoned it was that drunk and incapable they nicked before lunch. Said I'd bring it over.
All right, yeah. Our friend Sean Towie. Where do they get their money from?
Must have blown his gyro. Cheers, Barry.
Only we'll have it full next time, eh?
Right, for those of you who just joined the operation, here's the story so far. Karen Lowe didn't go home last night. She's 17, does a part-time shift at the King's Head on Commercial Street. Midnight last night, her parents called the station. Now, she may have done a runner. Young girls do. But all the routine checks have come up negative and things don't look too good. CID are now saying we're right to be concerned and they want to start house-to-house inquiries. Frank.
As it happens, some pervert's been doing a number in the area where Karen works. Some of you may be familiar with Commercial Street and its environs. We had an attempted rape there last summer. Recently, we've had a couple of assaults. Now, it's only a short walk from the pub to the bus stop where Karen should have caught her bus. Thanks for coming.
Oh, sorry, Gov. I was just...
Not now, Stringer. We haven't got the time. 100 yards, maybe less. She's done it loads of times in the past when her dad couldn't pick her up. No problem. Until last night, when she walks through the door and hasn't been seen since. However, we now have a witness, a Mr. Martin Summers, who reckoned he saw Karen after she left the pub. She was having a ruck with some geezer, who then tried to drag her into his car. Unfortunately, Mr. Summers couldn't stop.
Yeah, well, he's agitating to go now, Gov. He's off on his horse tonight.
They've come back with that new photo.
No.
Then hard cheddar. Tosh, tell Mr. Summers that if he doesn't cooperate, he could be done for conspiracy to abduct.
Right, Gov.
Ted, anything new from the pub?
Yeah, one thing. It seems that a while back there was this guy who tried it on with one of the barmaids, followed her home, scared her. Well, they gave him the heave-ho from the pub, but the landlord reckons that he still hangs around. A guy by the name of Sean Tovey. She wasn't at work today, but I've got her address.
Gov?
What now?
I know where he is.
Who?
Sean Tovey.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, well, he's here. He's in the cells.
That's when we went to the safari park. It was on her birthday, October the 2nd.
They still don't count as recent.
This one do?
Yeah. That's fine, thanks.
Oh, but that's not her. Well, I know I may be a bit biased, but it was in one of those booth things. Wednesday, wasn't it? After she'd had a haircut.
That's why we want it.
She walked in and I hardly recognised her. I told her, I said, it makes you look... It makes you look... Oh, God. Someone make her walk in now. Please, someone make her walk in now.
You mustn't worry too much.
That's what I keep trying to tell her.
We've got this witness now. He thinks he saw Karen outside the pub talking to someone.
I never wanted her to work there. I should have stopped her.
You mustn't blame yourself.
Only Graham had other ideas, didn't you?
I just thought you were being a bit soft on her, that's all.
Couldn't cope with her hanging around the house, could you?
Fran, I just...
Now look what's happened.
It's all down to me then, is it, Fran?
No, I didn't.
Maybe you're right.
Graham,
You usually are.
You're sure Karen wasn't running away from anything, Mrs. Lowe? Some sort of boyfriend trouble?
I never had a moment's worry. Oh, she had her moods, of course. Graham doesn't understand. Well, you don't, do you, if you haven't any of your own? It's a second marriage.
I knew it was too good to be true. How rat-arsed is he, just for the record?
I'd say he was roughly 6 times over the legal driving limit. and then some.
Yeah, well, I'm not asking him to drive,
You
am
know
I?
what it says in the little blue book?
Oh, yeah. Drunks may not be interviewed until you can see the whites of their eyes.
It also helps if they can string two words together.
That punter's never had it so good.
It works both ways. Means we cover our own backs, too.
Yeah, well, I've never gone in for that much.
Not what I heard, sir.
Gov, Dave's back. Photo looks good.
Great. Right, let's see what our reluctant witness has to say about this. Why couldn't they have given us this one in the first place?
Dunno. Viv says there's a lot of tension there.
Yeah? I can feel mine building up already.
Oi! Come here, you! Go on, Barry!
Oh! Next time, pal, try using more choke. Get off! Right, dumped it in the back, did ya? Let's hope it's neatly stacked, mate.
Now you see it, now you don't.
You're now certain, Mr. Summers, that this is Karen?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was the haircut that put me off.
How well do you know Karen?
Karen? Oh, not at all. Well, I can't have spoken more than a couple of words, all told. You know.
And the last time you saw her, she was having a stand-up fight with someone who was trying to drag her into his car?
Yeah.
Would you describe the man again, please, Mr. Summers?
Slim build, brownish hair, scruffy clothes, you know, jeans, leather jacket. Well, like I told the officer, I couldn't really say his age. I mean, 30-ish.
That'll do nicely. Continue with the statement, will you, Tosh?
Yes, Gov. Look, sorry, I thought we'd done it.
I'm afraid not.
We've got a flight booked for 8:30.
Oh, yeah? Anywhere nice?
Canaries.
Risky business. Holidays.
Look, Tina, ring the station if you're not happy. Check me out. You've seen my ID. Yes. I just want to ask you a few questions about Karen, that's all. Karen Lowe? You remember her, do you?
Among Spanish resorts.
All right,
And
come
this
here.
is where it all started. The Marbella Club set the social style when it was built back in the 50s.
So, what was the problem?
Just practicing.
For what?
The real thing. Anyhow, I don't like people making free with my address.
Oh, your boss was just trying to help us with our investigation.
My boss.
Seemed like a pretty nice guy.
Joke.
But he's right, is he? About the bloke who tried to assault you a month or so ago? He got the name correct, did he? Sean Tovey?
Why bring that up?
But it's true, is it? According to your landlord at the King's Head, you seemed to be pretty badly frightened at the time.
What does he know?
You know Karen never came home last night, don't you?
Yeah, I heard.
Any ideas what might have happened?
Who knows? Maybe she's holed up with her old English teacher or something. I was always saying she ought to take off.
Were you?
Yeah. Well, how could she stand living at home? People watching you all the time. I'd suffocate.
Well, she's left home all right now, hasn't she?
She shouldn't have got a job there. She couldn't handle the punters.
You didn't think much of Karen, did you, Tina?
Yes, she was okay.
Just the impression I got.
She just got on my nerves, that's all. I mean, she didn't have a clue. Not a clue. Like she was wrapped up in cotton wool all her life. And Mum always fussing, going on.
Made you a little jealous, did it?
Joke. I told you. I couldn't have stood it.
Oi, Tovey! You still alive? You want to get a dimmer switch in here? Make it a bit more cosy. The thing is, we don't want him pegging out on us. Especially now his face fits.
Does it?
Look, when I spoke to you earlier, there was some doubt. But now a witness has given us a description that fits Tovey like a glove.
Fits about 100 others too, does it, sir?
Well, maybe he's got a cast-iron alibi. Only take a couple of minutes to find out.
I can't go outside what's laid down in Annex C.
Well, that's your problem.
It's not a problem.
What, even when someone's life's at serious risk?
I didn't write the codes.
Thank God.
Look, there's stuff in there that gets up my nose just as much as it gets up yours.
I rather doubt
But if
that.
it's in there, we're stuck with it. End of story.
Not when it stops me doing my job.
Look, if you don't like what the book says, sir, start agitating with the powers that be. Don't bend my ear.
Oh, I'm glad you stuck the sir in, because for a moment there I thought you'd forgotten the difference in rank.
Oh, no. I'm clear on that score.
Good.
But like you said, I'm the one that calls the shots in here, so with all due respect, it doesn't matter a toss if you're the area commander.
You got a real calling, haven't you, Sergeant? Champion of the weak and needy. Pity Karen Lowe doesn't get a look in. Still, I suppose someone's got to lose out.
If you want Toby, you find a way.
Yeah. Who's this? Stephen Hicks, Sarge. Caught him jumping over a wall with half the contents of some woman's shed.
Yeah, she's missing a power drill and a couple of fishing rods.
Where have I gone? Down my trousers?
How old are you, Hicks?
15.
Doesn't show.
Go and sit over there by that wall and don't move.
Well, go on, then.
So was he clean when you arrested him?
Yeah, we had a quick butcher's in the lane. Amazing, really. It just vanished into thin air. Is it all right if we have a quick word with him, Sarge?
No.
If we just speak
He's
to
a
him...
juvenile, right? You bring him in here, you read him his rights, you show him a copy of Pace, you contact his parents or the relevant adult. Other than that, you keep your mouth shut. Now do me a favour, will you? As soon as he's been processed, get back out there and find the stuff.
All right, fine, Sarge. We'll go and get a warrant.
Garfield. In circumstances where items are discarded along the route in the course of a getaway, no warrant is necessary in order to search the gardens along the way. All right?
Yes, Sarge.
Yes, coming. Hello, Frank. Traffic's appalling.
I'd like to request your authority for an urgent interview, sir.
For what reason?
It says any officer of the rank of superintendent or above. Annex C, sir.
Reading the small print now, are we, Frank? We have an instance where an application under Annex C, Section A applies. A person heavily under the influence of drink may be interviewed if a delay would involve an immediate risk of harm to persons. Now, what's your view?
Fine. As far as I'm concerned, Annex C is there to be used, but only, as the book says, in exceptional cases. Otherwise, when we get to court, we're up the creek without a paddle, aren't we? When you've got improper interview conditions, then you've got unreliable evidence, and we all know the dangers of that.
Are you trying to tell me, Sergeant, that this is not an exceptional case?
I didn't say that.
We've already fingered Tovey for an assault on a barmaid.
That's news to me.
Sergeant Roach is coming back to me on that, sir. However, we do have a firm sighting of a man fitting Tovey's description arguing with Karen outside the pub.
That hardly qualifies as a firm identification, sir.
Well, it would, wouldn't it? If I could stick him on a group ID before our star witness flies off to Las Palmas.
Annex C doesn't allow for an identification parade, I'm afraid, Frank. Derek?
Yes, well, while I think Sergeant Maitland is making a valid point about the need for caution, I think it's become urgent that we interview Tovey, if only to eliminate him from inquiries. But don't forget, the code says that once you have the relevant information, the questioning has to stop, Frank.
Just give me 10 minutes, sir.
All right, Frank, I'll authorise an urgent interview.
Thank you very much, sir.
If you'd like to bring the custody record to me, Sergeant, I'll sign it to that effect.
Maitland still makes you feel like you'd be better off using flashcards.
Yeah, but you know what he's like. He's swallowed the rule book. Push a button, he's spewing it out chapter and verse.
Yeah.
We've been to Pethwelly. Well, if you can say it, you're winning. It's funny. We've always had our worst bust-ups on holiday.
Look, I've told you all I know. We're just wasting time.
It's called doing your civic duty, Mr. Summers. It might have helped if you'd have remembered that last night.
Interview with Sean Andrew Tovey. Interview commences. Present in the room, D.I. Burnside and D.S. Gregg. I'm sorry to interrupt your kip, Mr. Tovey. Look, will you sit up, please? Come on, sit up. Now, have a drink of water. Go on, drink it. There you are. Now, you know you're under caution. Something rather important has come up. And I have been authorised to ask you certain questions relating to the disappearance of a girl called Karen Lowe.
Sorry.
We believe that she was abducted from outside a public house called the King's Head in Commercial Street late last night. Karen is 17.
Shouldn't be drinking.
She worked as a part-time barmaid there. You know one of the barmaids at the King's Head, don't you, Mr. Tovey? The landlord tells me you assaulted her several months back.
Doesn't like me.
Who doesn't?
Landlord.
Can we get back to your movements last night? When do you reckon you started drinking?
When I was about 10. Don't know, 7 might have been.
And how were you feeling? Can you remember that?
Fed up.
Fancied a bit of company, did you? It's all right. We all do. Don't we, Alistair? We all fancy a bit of company, come the night.
No.
Now, look, there's no need to be embarrassed, Sean. We're all men here. Did you think you were going to see that barmaid again? Was that why you
Leave
went
me
back
alone.
there? Come on, pal. Come on. I don't want you flaking out on me again. Come on, sit up. All right? Right. Let's start again.
All clear in there?
Yeah.
Barry!
Sir, do you have a word?
Interview suspended. The Burnside leaves the room.
Don't tell me. Time's up.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, look, 10 minutes might have been a little bit over-optimistic.
They've found Karen Lowe.
What?
So Annex C no longer applies.
I tried to phone you.
I had a walk to... You found her?
Yes.
And?
She's got serious head injuries, but she's still alive.
Thank God.
How serious?
We don't know yet. They're examining her now.
I've got to see her. I won't believe she's all right till I've seen her.
She's not all right, Fran. The officer just told you.
But she will be.
I don't know.
Just take me there.
Look. I can't. I've got to sort something out. Could you take her?
Yeah, sure.
Why?
Look, I'll be there, okay?
No, it's not actually. It's not okay, I mean. I don't believe this. What could be more important? What? You don't give a toss about her, do you?
Yeah, I do.
She gets under your feet, doesn't she? That's been the problem, somebody else's kid.
She's not a kid, Fran. She's 17. You couldn't see that, could you? You didn't want to see that, did you? That's why...
That's why what?
Nothing. Look, I tried.
Oh, yeah, I saw you trying. You better go now, hadn't you? Don't keep someone waiting, not for our sake. It's okay. Don't worry. You can't hurt us now.
He's not human, is he?
Says one to no one. You have been pushing him, Gov.
Did you hear what he said? The girl has been found. Annex C's a dead duck. No mention of whether she's alive. You got anything from the hospital?
Yeah. Viv says they think she'll probably make it, but she won't be talking to us for a very long time.
And I'll guarantee Toby put her there. But what have we got on him? Not a lot. Even that barmaid saying now he never interfered with her. He was just being a bit friendly.
Well, she's probably frightened.
Well, she's entitled to be. Toby's going to be back on the street soon.
What about Summers, Gov?
Good job she had a haircut, wasn't it? I mean, it saved them a lot of time. You'll find the one who did this to her, won't you? Lock him up for good.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Summers.
As long as it was appreciated, I don't think it was, to be honest.
Have a pleasant holiday.
We'd better get there, that's all.
Oi, what?
That's him.
You're now saying you met your daughter, correction, your stepdaughter, from work last night.
I tried to, yes.
You tried to?
Well, we hadn't arranged it. I just thought I'd surprise her. Only I screwed up, didn't I? As usual. Said she didn't need meeting. This friend of hers, this Tina, she's the one who put the idea into her head, I reckon. And she said she was leaving home. Could I be the one to tell Fran? She needed to be a scene. I couldn't believe it. It'll kill her, I thought. Kill Fran. I tried to reason with her. She wouldn't listen. I lost my temper and grabbed her arm. She pushed me off. Said she'd find her own way home tomorrow. Or the next day, maybe. I should have gone after her, shouldn't I? Made her come back. I just stood there thinking, she'll calm down in a minute. She'll be okay. She gets the last bus home.
And when she didn't come back, you thought she'd done a runner?
Yeah. Well, I made myself think that, didn't I? Still, I couldn't tell Fran. I felt like my head was splitting open. Then when your officer came and told us how she'd been found, how she'd been hurt, well, I couldn't go to the hospital and see her, could I? Not until I told you it was down to me she took off in the first place.
You should have come to us at the outset, Mr. Lowe.
You think I don't know that?
You've wasted a lot of valuable time.
Go on, Toby, out. I said out. I've just about had a belly full of you today. Just get the hell out. Come on.
I came here to tell you something. Yesterday, was it? Or when? I had to have a drink, though, first. Then a couple more. And then, I forgot what I was going to tell you. That bloke going on at me. Pumped me off. I forgot what I'd come here for. Only I've remembered now. Thing is, you found her, didn't you? I knew you would. It's what I wanted. She was in a right state when I met her. You wouldn't believe, crying, worked up. I calmed her down. She liked me. I took her home. Only then she started shouting. Don't know why. Maybe she didn't like it. It was home from home, I said. She ran out. She must have caught her foot on the top. The carpet was wrecked on those stairs. I thought she was dead when I went down. But she moved. I sat with her, trying to help her, but she didn't get better. I knew I'd have to come and tell you. Only first, I had to have a drink. She had some money on her. I figured like she wouldn't mind.
Sean Andrew Tovey, I'm arresting you for the abduction of Karen Mary Lowe. You don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. You have the right to consult it with a solicitor, the right to make one phone call.
Yeah. Who to?
I could go home now and do my liver some serious damage.
You've still got my books there.
Oh, yeah. Right. Don't suppose I'll be...
Oh, fancy meeting you, eh?
Excuse me.
Done your homework, have you? Hope so, because I got the law on my side now. Oi! Officer!
I'm sorry, Mr. Cope.
Thanks, that's all I'm saying. They're one of the best firms around and they know exactly what they're doing.
I've been stuck on a bus, Sarge. I had a puncture and I couldn't get the wheel nuts off. I've been sat on a 37...
That's all right.
If you'll excuse me.
Don't worry, we'll fill you in.
Yeah, well, I could do with the overtime anyway.
He's got his favourites, hasn't he?
Oh, boys, spare a minute, right? Come on, then. Well, come on, Reg, we haven't got all day. Oh, well, no, of course not. Thing is, I need someone the same height as me, you see. It's all for charity. Dave, how do you fancy being my partner in a three-legged cross-country race, eh? Hollis! You can let me know later, all right? Yes, Sarge.
Keep your backside in here, will you, Hollis?
Oh, right you are, Sarge. Just a bit of Federation business. Have you done any running at all, Sarge?
Sierra Oscar from 577 receiving. Over.
Go ahead, Barry.
Look, I'm going to be off the air for a couple of minutes. I want to give the Supt Street multi-story a once-over.
No problem. Any particular reason, over?
Nothing special, Sarge. It's a good place for car theft, and it's nice and quiet now, too.
Well, it's a strike today, and Mrs. Adams. She knows her stuff, apparently, but she won't do you any favours.
Right.
Now then, here's the good news.
What's that?
CPS have just sprung on us that Hopkins is bringing some sort of expert along on the effects of mouthwash on the intoximeter.
What?
That's how they're contesting it, apparently, according to our brief.
But that's rubbish. She never touched any mouthwash.
You know that, I know that.
No, I was with him all the time.
Lucky you.
How do they think they're going to pull that one off?
He doesn't. But his brief does. Now, the Hopkins have got dosh, haven't they? Enough dosh to get the best solicitors that money can buy. You have been warned.
Someone wants a word, Narika.
You reckon, Sarge? Bit of rough on the side?
What do you about the case, Mr. Cope? I'm a witness too.
But that's just the point. I've been told I won't be required after all.
Have you?
Now that Hopkins has admitted careless driving, the Crown are going to drop the charge of dangerous driving.
Yeah, of course.
So, I'm not needed. Seems that running into the back of me at, 50-odd miles an hour isn't dangerous at all.
Well, it's called reckless driving nowadays, Mr. Cope, and you're absolutely right, I'm afraid. That's the CPS for you. If it's not cast iron, they'll drop it.
Why?
Look, Mr. Cope, there weren't any witnesses, were there?
Oh, what about me? I was there. Oh. They think I'm past it. They think I wouldn't be a very reliable witness.
Well, I'm afraid that's probably why.
I see. And he doesn't even admit he'd been drinking.
Can you do me a PNC check on a green Ford Estate, registration Tango Romeo Delta 476 Yankee? Apparently it's been abandoned in Elverton Avenue. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, Oscar 487.
Go ahead, Kathy.
I'm just cutting through the market.
Oi, mate, stay right where you are. That's your car, is it? Is it, eh? Oh, you can't fool me with that one, so...
Sierra Oscar from 577. Urgent assistance. Supt Street multi-story. Level 6. 2 males on foot. Violent. I've been assaulted.
Sierra 1, Sierra Oscar
Yes, an
85,
ambulance
go
to
to the
the
area of
Supt
Supt Street multi-story car
Yeah,
park.
Supt
2
Street.
suspects on foot,
Yeah, of course.
male, violent.
Hang on a minute.
An officer has been assaulted.
Sarge, which floor is that?
6th floor.
That's the 6th floor. Quick as you can, please.
I'm in Fawcett Gardens, about 2 minutes away. We're going to make sure Barry's okay.
Right, George, stay with him till the ambulance gets there. 577 from Sierra Oscar. Ambulance will be with you in a couple of minutes.
Any more details on the suspects, over?
Yeah. The kid who was trying to get into the car. He had a hooded sweatshirt on. Oh, it was yellow, I think. Fair head.
Repeat, fair hair and a hooded sweatshirt. Probably yellow.
I wouldn't bet on it. He'd have had that shirt in the first bin he could find. I feel like I walked into an iron bar.
Well, the ambulance is on its way, mate. What about the car?
What about it?
Was it damaged or anything?
I've got the foggiest. I'll tell you something else, though. I couldn't.
Yeah, I know. You don't care. I can't say I blame you.
Gently does it, Steve. Easy. Go.
Just hold it there, please, mate.
Hey, what are you doing?
Sorry, love.
No, not me. Evening all.
You're disgusting, Terry.
Who's the old codger in the neck brace?
Oh, it's Mr. Cope. Don't you remember? He's the one Hopkins went into the back of. Billy broke his neck.
You do it on your side.
Well, what's he doing here then, Cope? Is he giving evidence or what?
Nah, not anymore. I think he just wants to see how it turns out. See justice done.
Make a nice
All parties
change.
for Crown versus Hopkins to court number 1.
You're on, kid.
Here we go.
Good luck.
PC daughter.
Absolutely nothing to worry about, Mr. Hopkins. We'll be through in about half an hour.
Nah, sorry. Wish I had. Yellow, eh?
Yeah. Keep an eye out for me, Jeff, will you?
Of course I will. Always keep an eye out for you, darling.
Thinking of buying a new shirt?
Yeah.
Lose your last one, did you?
Yeah. I mean, no. It's not, innit?
Can you tell me why you're out of breath? Sierra Oscar 487. Oi! Stop! Police! See you in the mail. I see one.
On your feet, mate. You're welcome. Left your sweatshirt somewhere, have we? Come on.
It's a bottle of mouthwash, sir.
Good. I'm glad you recognise it.
I meant I knew what it was, not
Oh,
that-
that'll do, officer. The court heard your answer.
If I could move now to the weather on the night in question, would you describe it for us?
It was raining.
Yes, raining. To avoid taxing your memory further, officer, I'd like to remind you that it was a November evening around 9 o'clock. Dark beyond question. Furthermore, as I'm sure your notes will confirm, there is no street lighting in that part of Dell Street where the incident occurred. A gloomy picture altogether, wouldn't you agree?
Our car had its lights on, sir.
I don't recall asking you whether it did, officer.
What I mean is...
I know what you mean, officer. What I don't know is the answer to my question.
You must answer the defence's question, officer. Was it a dark and rainy, gloomy evening, or was it not?
It was, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd imagine that your vehicle would have had its lights on, officer. It's against the law not to, is it not?
Yes, sir. So I could see right into his car.
Oh, really, officer? When you got out of your own vehicle? And how was that? Did you crouch all the way to Mr. Hopkins' car?
No, sir, but...
Good, I'm glad to hear it. So what do you estimate to be the distance between your vehicle and that of the defendant? Please try and confine yourself to the facts. Yes, officer?
About 10 metres.
So there certainly would have been a few seconds, the time it took you to walk 10 metres, when you couldn't see what the defendant was doing in his car, when he might have been using a mouthwash, thus seriously affecting the intoximeter test for all you were aware.
He never used it.
You will do better if you answer the questions asked, officer.
Yes, ma'am.
So was there a period of time when you did not observe the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
If you'd just like to check that the details are correct and sign here.
You've got the wrong bloke. I've done nothing.
Just sign, please. And now empty your pockets.
What?
Come on, you heard, empty your pockets.
And what might these be for?
Oh, there you are. 2 of theft from a motor vehicle and 3 of taken without the owner's consent, but nothing violent.
Till now.
Oh, come on, the kid's terrified. He wouldn't harm a fly.
I'm not saying he has, but his mate smacked Barry, didn't he?
If it was Blakely's mate...
So what are you saying? Either he's witness to an assault or he's part of it. In any case, we can get him for going equipped, can't we?
I suppose so.
You describe my client as mucking about in your notes, officer.
That's right, sir.
Acting the fool? That sort of thing?
Yes, sir.
As if he didn't realise the potential seriousness of what he'd done?
He got out of the car and was larking about when I came over to him. He seemed to think it was all a bit of a laugh.
I see. And this led you to believe that he'd been drinking?
Yes, sir, it did. But I would have breathalyzed him anyway after an accident like that.
Quite. So you didn't need to smell his breath?
No, sir. I mean...
Yes?
I mean, I would have noticed if he'd used a mouthwash.
How, officer? Well, you've just told this court that you didn't smell my client's breath. The accident and his behaviour were quite enough to justify using the breathalyzer, according to you. So for all you're aware, Mr. Hopkins could have used his mouthwash after the accident, seriously affected the intoximeter reading at the station, and you would not or could not have been any the wiser. Correct, officer? Am I correct, officer?
You've got the wrong bloke.
So why'd you run away?
Because I knew you'd find out I had form.
And blame you for something you hadn't done, you mean? Blame you for what, Derek?
Look, chum, we got an officer in casualty who'll be coming back here in a minute to identify you as having assaulted him. Savvy?
I never!
That'll be quite a stretch, what with your previous. But the courts don't like it when coppers get beaten up.
I never touched him!
Not to mention theft from a motor vehicle.
I didn't even get it open!
Oh. But you were there, weren't you, eh? Well, you've told us that now. It's all down in Dolby Stereo.
Why don't you sit down, Derek?
You can start by telling us who your mate was. You keep that up and your hand will fall off.
We're trying to help you, Derek.
He's a nutter. You don't know him, but he's...
This mate of yours, you're frightened of him, aren't you?
I swear by mighty God, the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
PC stamp.
Look, I know he's frightened.
He needs reassurance, Dave.
Yeah, but I think he's frightened of going down for assaulting a police officer.
What about the other bloke? Did you see Blakely's face when I asked about him?
Yes, but I don't
It's obviously
think...
fair of him to stop him.
children.
Right, Dave. Oh, listen, made your mind up yet about the three-legged?
Yeah,
right?
not now, Reg, yeah?
Oh, no,
Do you mind, Reg?
Excuse me.
If Blakely really is frightened of this other bloke, who we know is violent, yeah? Then no amount of pressure's going to get the name out of him.
So what are you saying?
We need to let him know that he's not going to get his head kicked
What,
in.
protection? Well, there's no way. I mean, he's in the frame himself, isn't he?
I know that. We just need to reassure him that he's not going to get beaten up, right?
Yeah, and how do we do that?
I think we should have a word with CID.
Oh, you're joking. Good luck.
Sergeant Peters to court number 1.
Officer, is everything okay?
Piece of cake.
Sergeant Peters.
Yes.
What is it you want from me? Look, the man is still using his credit card, so he is not a missing person. I mean, it stands to reason.
Oh, Mike.
Look, will you do me a favour?
Could you just tell pal?
No can do. Sorry, I shouldn't even be here.
This is important,
Yeah,
right?
so's this. Try Viv. She's down in the
You've
canteen.
been on this inquiry 3 times this week.
Save us a slice. Hello, Kat.
I really need you right now.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a while.
I've got one of the blokes involved in the assault on Stringer, but he's too frightened to give us the name of the actual assailant. I'd be okay if I didn't have Dave Quinnan going at him like a bull in a china shop.
Oh, what's new? Huh?
If I could just tell this Blakely that he wasn't going to get his head kicked in, then we might get the name of the real villain.
For protection, you mean?
Something, I don't know.
Yeah, all right, I'll have a word with him. Anything to get one over on Dave Quinnan, eh? Come on.
Thought you'd been released.
I have. No car, remember? Still stuck on the side of the A40.
Of course. I'll give you a lift once we're all done here. There's coffee down here.
I fancy hot chocolate.
Are you all right?
Yeah?
It's just that you seem a bit...
It's all a bit of a joke, Tony, isn't it? On a bad day.
What do you mean?
I mean, who wins? Do we really care after all? To CPS? Even Terry Hopkins doesn't care much. In fact, the only person that does care is Mr. Cope. And he's the last thing on anyone's mind.
Yeah, but he's not.
Their brief's clever. He manages to trick me into saying exactly what he wants me to say. It doesn't matter, does it? Until the next time Terry gets tanked up and goes for a burn and sinks his lovely motor into something softer than a car. And then what? He'll get his brief to prove he was possessed by demons or something. It's a joke.
It's not over yet, Norika.
Might as well be.
He's crazy. Well, you don't know him, but he hates you lot. Something to do with his brother.
Take it easy, Derek.
And he's got a shooter.
What?
Well, he says he has. I told you he did the sub-post office in West Norwood.
Look, hang on a minute.
And he said he'd fix me if I didn't nick a motor for him.
All right, Derek.
No one's going to hurt you here, Derek.
Look, it's the name we need. Then we can make sure that he won't hurt you.
I want a deal. I want protection.
I'll have a word with my governor. See what we can do. Mind if I join you?
Be my guest. Not bad, eh?
We're late, Gov.
Can't we just say that we'll pick up this other bloke in a way that doesn't make it look as if Blakely's grasped on him?
And how are we going to do that then? He's just smacked a wooden top on the nose right in front of his mate Blakely. Who's going to think's grassed him up? Captain Kirk?
But Blakely's terrified of him.
So?
Well, we know he's violent. Stringer's got a broken nose. And we can get his name if we can just put Blakely's mind at rest.
Come on, Gov. Hang on a minute. All right, so Blakely is terrified of this fella.
Yes, petrified.
Tell him he'll be okay. Tell him this slag won't lay a finger on him. He has my word.
Thanks, Governor.
Of course he won't lay a finger on him. They'll both be banged up, won't they?
So, if you just turn to your book of evidence, the book 116, I believe, Sergeant.
That is correct, sir.
And read question 4B to me.
Right. If there is any cause to suspect that the person may have been using a mouthwash or spray, the following question should be asked. Have you used a mouthwash or spray in the last 20 minutes?
And his reply, Sergeant?
There isn't one, sir. I didn't ask.
I see.
I didn't have cause to suspect he'd been using a mouthwash.
And why not?
I'd have smelt it.
I see. Tell me, Sergeant, are you familiar with the odour of all brands of mouthwash?
No, of course not. Well, they all smell the same, don't they?
Yes, Sergeant, in a sense they do. Because the one thing that most of them have in common is alcohol. 15% in this one, the same as a strong beer.
But I'd have smelt it.
Smelt what? Alcohol. Just what you would have expected to smell.
No.
No?
I mean, yes, but...
Thank you, Sergeant. I think you've made yourself perfectly clear.
Terry, we'll be out by opening time.
If we could turn now to the time of the arrest.
So I'll be all right then?
He's not going to hurt you. That's what my inspector said.
Because it wasn't me that hit him, was it?
It wasn't you, Derek. No.
That's what PC Stringer said.
All we need now is his name. Then you can stop being frightened of him.
Yeah.
Come on, Derek.
All right. It's Williams. Darren Williams.
It all felt like some sort of game in there today. A game of may the best brief win. The truth didn't enter into it.
Wily solicitors, building up webs of lies to catch poor police officers.
Well, yeah.
Please, that's wrong.
It's not over yet, mind. How comes you didn't go in and watch then?
Too many memories. I used to be a solicitor.
You?
One merely represents a client.
Yeah, but...
And if he's lying, it is one's unfortunate duty to represent that lie to the best of one's ability. It's not the perfect system, but it beats a ducking stool in a pond.
Well, I hope you're right, Mr. Cope.
There is a saying, the truth will out. In my experience, it almost always does. Even for the laughing Mr. Hopkins.
Yeah, I'm afraid it is all a bit of a laugh to him.
You're right. Even after the accident, would you believe? You could see him laughing in the rear-view mirror.
Wait a minute. You saw him?
All of which implies that my client had used his mouthwash. Indeed, used it and swallowed it, as is the custom amongst some young people, in the 20 minutes preceding his intoximeter test. Sadly, you failed to observe this, didn't you, Sergeant?
He had not used a mouthwash, in my opinion, sir.
No further questions, Sergeant.
I would like to call another witness, Mum.
Better not say I've been talking to you.
Don't worry. I know the ropes.
Mr. Cope.
Good girl. You run this through the magic box.
Yeah, this Williams character's got no previous at all. But the name and address Blakely gave us check out okay.
Darren Williams.
Yeah.
Well, there's always a first time. Thanks a lot, Viv. Michael, James, my office, 5 minutes for a briefing.
Oh, Governor.
I thought you wanted to go home early this evening.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go then. See you tomorrow.
Oh.
You're not seriously asking this court to believe that you never took your eyes off the defendant from the time of the accident until he was breathalyzed?
I am, sir.
What, you didn't even blink?
I did, sir. Doesn't take long to blink.
And what on earth could have possessed you to rivet your eyes upon my client for that length of time?
I couldn't move my neck. It was agony. As the car came to rest, my neck felt as if it were broken. So I held it as still as possible, and I looked in my rear-view mirror to see who had hit me. And when I saw him laughing, actually laughing under those circumstances, I kept looking at him so that I would remember his face. That's why I kept looking at your client, sir, and that's why I know he didn't use a mouthwash.
Are you absolutely sure you want to call your medical expert, Mr. Carter?
I'd like to confer with my client, please, ma'am.
I really appreciate this, sir. Thanks.
Always do with another pair of hands.
Yeah, well, I could have got a name out of Blakey myself if I'd been left alone.
Yeah, I know it is. Martella wanted me to set up some sort of deal with him.
Oh, yeah?
So I did one. It's called a raw deal.
And this court accepts your revised plea of guilty to the charge of driving with excess alcohol. However, under the circumstances, this court will fine you £500 for this offence and disqualify you for 2 years.
I should have hit you harder, shouldn't I?
Quiet! I'd watch what you say, Mr. Hopkins. You'll be seeing Mr. Cope in the civil courts, I shouldn't wonder.
Have you moved anything?
We never got that far.
Well, if you just can't wait for me downstairs, I'll be with you in a minute.
I can't believe this.
It's cold. Dead a while.
There are a load more pills in the bedroom and half a bottle of scotch.
She started in there.
Yeah, looks like it. All right. Any Simon Road? Yeah. Well, that's how I get it. Looks like you were in the wrong flat.
Look at the address. Cockcroft Estate.
These are supposed to be business premises.
You'd be surprised, pal. Well, don't ask me. Typewriters, office equipment. Look, I only do what I'm told. Version.
Upstairs.
No idea who she was? No, just opened the door, there's water coming downstairs. I goes up and she's there. Right, well, if you could both hang on, we're going to need statements.
Look, is this going to take very long?
If you just bear with us, sir, all right? So,
what have we got?
Probably a suicide, sir. Divisional surgeon's just arrived.
Are they the blokes we found, her?
Yeah, a couple of bailiffs, Roth and Neil.
Right, get the place sealed off. Did they do this?
Yeah, tyre lever. They were told it was a business address of a Michael Dace.
Where is he?
They don't know.
And they didn't find anything?
No, nothing, except the body. No ID.
What happened?
Well, the bath water was still running. One of the bailiffs turned it off.
2 minutes.
Bedroom's here, sir. Looks like she OD'd in here, then made her way to the bathroom and passed out.
No note?
No, sir.
Not much of a life, was it?
Can I show you something?
Yeah. Several little abrasions. I think made with a ring. And there's also this bruising on the neck, you see. It looks as if someone held her and then hit her. Quite hard.
Sierra Oscar from Inspector Monroe.
Go ahead, sir.
This death on the Cockcroft. Advise CID that there are injuries to the body and that it looks like the death is suspicious.
Will do, sir.
I'll also need information concerning the registered occupier of the flat, a Michael Dace. He had a visit from the bailiff this morning.
Sir.
Mr. Rowett, Mr. Neal. Right. The CID officer will take statements from you both, but you'll have to come down to the station.
Can't we do it here?
I'm afraid that's not up to me, sir.
Look, my time's money.
And so's mine. Now, a woman is dead, so if you don't mind, I'd like things done properly.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
So how's it going?
The show's already on the road, sir. We've got house-to-house inquiries at the scene.
And do we know who she is?
No, sir, not yet.
Well, there were signs of a struggle.
Yes, sir. Marks on the body.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Starts in the bedroom and ends up in here.
The pills in the bedroom are the same as those from the bottle. Death was by asphyxiation. She was lying on her back, and when she lost consciousness, she vomited. Good night and God bless. What time? Oh, about 9, 10 hours. Around about midnight last night. As well as the injuries to the face and neck, there's this bruising here on the lower abdomen, which could be consistent with her being held or carried.
From the bedroom?
Could be. Whatever happened, I'd say she didn't put up much of a fight.
So she was unconscious when she was hit?
Possibly. Or semi-conscious. I'll see you later.
Seen enough?
Yeah.
Right. This business the bailiffs were after, is it supposed to be bent?
The bloke who runs it obviously owes money. We're checking to see if we've got anything on him.
I want to know why a woman who's taken an overdose is moved and then hit in the face.
If she was moved.
Someone trying to wake her up?
I'll put her to sleep.
Anything? Nothing worth looking at.
All yours, sir.
Thanks.
Ma'am? ID.
Am I in trouble? I mean, for breaking down that door?
I shouldn't think so. Could be criminal damage, but I don't think she'll be pressing charges. Do you? Why, what's the problem?
It's my first week. I mean, I know debt's a growth industry, but they never said it would be like this.
It's Delta Oscar Golf Alpha November. Latifa Dogu, Turkish national. And her passport has a 6-month visitor's visa issued 18 months ago. So contact Luna House, see what they come up with, and get back to me as soon as you can.
How well did you know her, Mrs. Clark?
Not very. You try not to get involved with them, don't you? I mean, I shouldn't say this. I mean, she seemed all right, but... Well, there's loads of them on this estate. The council's got no right to keep putting them here.
Putting who here?
You know, her sort. In fact, you lot should clear them out, really.
Yeah. Well, it's not a crime, is it?
It is, isn't it?
What is?
Prostitution. It's a crime.
According to the Home Office, her 6 months visitor's visa ran out a year ago. Issued in Istanbul. They're checking to see if they've got anything else on file.
No luck with the next of kin?
Well, not yet, no. They could still be in Turkey. I mean, apart from her next-door neighbour in the Home Office, nobody knows anything about her. We've not even got her on file as a Tom.
Run her through the PNC. Try Stafford Row and Barton Street. What about our friend Dace?
Well, we've got nothing on him either. Tosh is with one of the bailiffs now. They might know something. The only other possibility is Prince from the flat, but if she was a Tom, then there could be dozens of people with access.
We need him found, Jim, as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep me posted.
Right. Mr. Neal.
Finally.
I'm sorry about the delay, Mr. Neal. So, this Dace, he's in a council flat?
No. It's supposed to be his business address. Look, I've already told the other one. He's a cowboy. He sets himself up anywhere.
Yeah, and then he goes bust. What sort of businesses?
Franchises, fast food, dead dog in a basket, rat on a stick, you know.
So what's he doing in his flat?
Servicing office equipment.
And he's in debt.
Why do you think I'm there? He's in it up to his neck. I tell you, I've been to 4 different addresses in the last 5 months.
Clean through. Could be part of her uniform.
Maybe where she worked.
Could be. That's if she's got another job. So, what about the bailiffs?
Well, one of them's given me some of Dace's old business addresses. There is no other home address, and they've no idea who the woman was.
Oh, it's a start. Yeah, check these out, Jack. Well, first, have a go at the housing department, because if she was a council tenant, they'll probably have some information on her.
Yes, sir. Any luck?
Stafford Row and Barton Street don't know her, and there's nothing in the computer.
On the computer.
Sorry.
Are we sure she's a Tom, sir? Because nobody else is.
Well, we've got several sets of prints from the bathroom. 4 or 5 people have either been visiting or using the flat on a regular basis. If she was a Tom...
Yeah. What about the bedroom?
Soccer was just taking some samples off the bed.
Lovely.
She got a good set of prints off the cabinet. And some more from a bottle of pills. Now, she wasn't sure, but she doesn't think they were made by the same person.
A mystery visitor.
Yeah, left his calling card. Whoever held that bottle of pills wasn't the same person who opened the cabinet.
Go.
Yeah. How's your Turkish?
Cheers. Thanks. That was Miss Martella, sir. She's at the translator's office. Now, apparently the letters were written by a man called Hallett and sent to Dogan when she was in Turkey. He told her to use his name as the person she was visiting when she applied for a visa. He promised to look after her, all that sort of thing. And his address is on Palatine Street.
Is that local?
Yes, yeah.
Right. Dace's old business addresses. See if they're still used.
Yes, sir.
Pichado, piche.
Have you contacted the immigration service?
Yeah, they've also gone to the flat, but I think they'll want to interview them here.
Well, make sure you keep an interview room free, will you, Jack? I want this thing handled as efficiently as possible.
Well, it looks like they've been stuck down here some time, sir. There's several women with babies and small children. One woman is ill, and we could need an ambulance.
Understood, Jim.
This way, sir. Somebody's kept them penned up down here, ready for moving. Whoever organised this wants shooting.
And they've been there for 3 days.
Looks like it.
And the premises definitely belongs to Dace.
That's right.
Immigrants, prostitutes. He's a right entrepreneur, this Dace, isn't he?
Report from the dead woman's flat, sir. 1 set of prints matches her name.
Kellett's.
Anthony Kellett. 1 conviction for shoplifting. Nothing since. Lives at Regency Court.
Regency Court.
On the Cockcroft estate.
Is Ted Roach still there?
DS Road, Sunhill Police. I'm looking for Anthony Kellett.
You found him?
6 months in prison and ordered £2,000 fine.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. That's for organising the entry of illegal immigrants.
I don't know anything about it.
And you don't know Michael Dace?
No.
All right, let's go back a bit then. Clean through.
It's a cleaning firm. Did offices, shops, stuff like that.
And there were just the two of you working there?
Just me and her.
DS Roach returning 13:30.
That's it.
Yours or hers?
Hers. I wouldn't wear mine.
You know it was found near the body?
It's hers.
How long were you working for Clean Through?
6 months.
And why did you leave?
It went under.
And during that time you were working with Latifa Dogan?
On and off.
But you didn't know she was in this country illegally?
No.
But you did visit her flat?
Sometimes.
When was the last time?
Last Wednesday.
The thing is, Mr. Kellett, someone was in her flat the night that she died. Now, are you telling us it wasn't you?
It wasn't me.
Do you know who it was?
How should I know?
Can you think of any reason why she might kill herself?
I didn't know her that well.
But you knew she was a prostitute.
Why were you in her flat, Mr. Kellett?
All right. All right, congratulations. I was paying her for it.
This is the thumbprint taken from the pill bottle. This one's from the bathroom cabinet. It has what looks like a cut through it.
Not the same.
The ones on the pill bottle are the woman's, the ones on the cabinet aren't.
So someone else opened the cabinet?
I'm 95% certain that someone was with her at the time she died.
The money was taken from my wages.
Go on.
Her not speaking much English, being on her own, it gave us something in common. We got talking at work. Well, in the end, I wanted, you know, I didn't think she was interested.
You slept with Latifa Dogan for money?
Yes.
At her flat?
Yes.
But you weren't there last night?
No.
Where were you?
I went to bed early.
Any witnesses?
If I had witnesses, I wouldn't be seeing her, would I?
What's your boss's name?
Michael Dace. You better talk to him about it.
Mr. Dace?
Did a man just come in here? Sierra Oscar from DC Carver. Are you receiving over?
Sierra Oscar receiving over. Go ahead, Jim.
There he is. Jim, come outside. Sir.
We are the police.
You police?
Scannell CID.
Be all right if we had a word now, would it? While you're hanging around?
Just take a seat.
हरामजादा तूने हमारे पैसे ले लिए हमारा क्लब को कोई छोड़ा हमारे पैसे भूखे मर रहे थे हरामजादा
What happened to Dace?
Someone's beating him up. The doctor's been called. Welcome to Britain.
Just let your hand go limp, Mr. Dace. Just let it go limp.
You better make sure that doctor gets here. I don't want him dying on us.
There you go.
So, what was the deal?
What deal?
The one that got you beaten up.
An arm and a leg. In easy instalments.
Is that why you run off? Who did it?
Is it relevant?
You're in a lot of trouble, Mr. Dace. You tell me who it was, and I'll tell you if it's relevant.
An animal called Rogerson.
Never heard of him.
Works for an animal called Mercer.
Johnny Mercer?
Yes.
Oh, that's a bad debt.
You show me a good one.
So this Rogerson beat you up?
The full service.
And did he have it in for her?
He didn't have it in for me. They just wanted the money. When was she found?
This morning. By a couple of bailiffs.
Looking for you. Was Mercer involved with the people we found at your other address?
No.
So you still claim you know nothing about it, all that?
Yes.
Latifa Dogan. Was she living at your flat?
Yes.
With you?
No.
So how would you describe your relationship with her?
I think we could say it was over, don't you?
Were you sleeping with her?
A man's got to have a hobby.
Were you sleeping with her?
Yes. Crime now, is it?
Do you recognise this?
Yes.
Was she working for you?
Yes.
Anthony Kellett.
What about him?
Was he working for you?
Yes.
Well, he claims she was working as a prostitute from your flat. He claims you set her up with him. Took the money out of his wages.
Yeah, well, Tiny's not all that bright.
Well, was she working as a prostitute?
Ask Kellett. He's got the answers.
Well, as it happens, we've already got a statement. He told us you put her up to it and had about a dozen blokes round the flat regularly.
So what do you want me to say? Sorry?
I think you can help us clear things up. I want to know what your involvement was with the people we found this morning.
Look, I'm just a middleman.
Who for?
I can't give you names.
You can't or you won't?
Can't. I don't know. And even if I did, I still wouldn't tell you. You see this? This is just for starters. I just needed the money and it pays well.
And Latifa Dogan, was she involved?
No, I just gave her a job.
And then give her to Kellett.
Kellett asked for it.
And paid for it.
So you were with her last night? We've got your prints, Mr. Dace, and I'm sure we'll find them all over her flat.
Look, it's not what you think. I haven't got any money. I'm broke. Mercer came to see me again. So I went to see her. When I walked in the flat, she was on the bloody bed. I thought the stupid cat was dead.
Was she?
No. I tried to get her to the bathroom. I make her sick. I put her head down the toilet, but nothing came up. I laid her down. I didn't know she shouldn't be on her back. I opened up the cabinet to see if there was anything that would wake her up. There wasn't. I filled the bath up. I was going to stick her in it. She was sick. And the next thing I know, she's not breathing.
So you hit her?
Of course I hit her. I slapped her. That's what you do. Bring them round. How did I know she was going to be sick? You know what I mean? Well, she didn't want to go and kill herself. She wasn't even getting any work. Even Kellett said she wasn't worth the money, and he couldn't care less. I mean, I'm the one that looked after her. So what am I going to do now?
I'm more concerned with the fact that she's dead.
All right. She's dead, so what? She was half dead. The best of times. Or didn't Kellett tell you that? Did he tell you he asked for his money back, did he? She wasn't a prostitute. She was a bloody liability. Yeah, she's really dropped me in it.
I want a statement now. And then I expect immigration will want a word.
It'll be some time before we get the report on Dace's print, sir.
He's already coughed. He said he was trying to save her life.
Sign there and there. Why didn't you call an ambulance?
What?
Why didn't you call an ambulance?
I don't know. Look, I know what you're thinking. But it's not how it looks. I tried to save her life, right? She was special. She kept Mercer away from me. I've lost a real friend.
You haven't lost a friend, Mr. Dace. You've lost plant and machinery.
You reported this? That's right. Maybe I shouldn't have poked my nose in, but you can't look away for so long.
Do you know their names?
What you know? And Gibbs, Mr. and Mrs. It's been bad before, but nothing like this.
So it's got a history then?
This is your business. I'm not getting involved.
Right. Well, thanks for your help.
Mr. Gibbs! Clear off! Mr. Gibbs, it's the police.
Do you think he heard? He's had his chance.
Hey!
You're all right now. You're okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah? You cool it, all right?
All right.
All right. All right.
Hang on a minute. Steve Loxton. What, is this a wind-up or something? Huh?
Mike?
Yeah, mate.
I didn't realise.
Yeah, leave go the arm, will you, mate?
Yeah, sure. Look, come here have a chat. Somewhere private.
Yeah. I knew it. Boy Scouts.
Steve, what's happening? In a minute, Barry.
Go on, sort it out. Do you still want a special badge for black eyes, do you?
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Sorry, I must have lost my rag, you know.
What, you fine now?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Steve,
Good. Nancy sounded okay. And how's the kid?
Jamie, oh, he's great. He's really good, yeah. No one's hurt, eh, Steve?
Good. You want to go easy, eh?
Yeah.
Leave that. He can do it.
You sure you don't want to talk about it? You can press charges if you want, you know.
You are joking, aren't you?
Nancy. Come on, Barry. We're leaving. If you want us, we're on the end of the phone.
Just go!
She's a good girl normally.
See you then. I owe you a new paint. You want to get this place made more secure, you know?
Steve.
Yes, mate.
I was just wondering whether we could have a talk about this.
Well, we just did, didn't we? Over a pint, you mean? Sure, yeah. Look, don't worry. I won't let on about what's happened to the boys at Stafford Row. Relax.
Cheers, mate.
Right.
I'll see you. Thanks.
Sierra Oscar from Sierra 1, receiving over.
Go ahead, Steve.
All quiet on arrival at the Bridport Street disturbance. No cause for police action.
Received and understood.
What was all that about?
We watch each other's backs. You know that.
What are you talking about?
Gibbs. Look familiar, did he?
No.
He's a PC at Stafford Row, Nick.
Sierra 1 from Sierra Oscar, you receiving over?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we've had a call from the manager of the Big Break Club in Nevada Road. A couple of guys are refusing to leave. Could you get them out quietly, eh, Barry?
We're heading right there, Cappy.
Thanks.
That could turn nasty. We've had trouble at that club before.
Oh, Steve and Barry will call for backup if they need it.
Called the police. Are you going to leave our watch? Money on this, get lost. Might glad to see you.
They had a skinful, have they?
I should say so.
We ain't finished yet.
Yes, you have. Game's over.
Said we ain't finished yet.
Come on. We don't want to have to nick you.
We? Who's we? Fancy your chances?
No violence, please.
Shut it.
We'll sort you out later.
Now, don't do anything stupid.
Stupid? Us? It's a joke, innit? We could have you like that.
You'll regret you ever called us that.
Regret the day you were born.
Think about what you're doing, lads.
I've thought about something like this for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I'd just go if I was you, mate. Your odds are shortening by the second.
Yeah. All right.
Everything all right?
Yes, thanks.
Okay.
Next time, get dorming, right?
You blew the stack a bit, didn't you?
Where were you? Are you supposed to watch my back?
That's right, yeah.
No games, that's all.
All right, mate. All right.
Sierra 1 from Sierra Oscar, are you receiving, over?
Yes, receiving.
New disturbance at 8 Bridport Street.
We're on the way.
Oh, you had it sorted out earlier.
Yeah, life's full of little surprises.
Is that a domestic?
Message says disturbance, but it could be.
Well, you know who lives there, don't you?
Should I?
Where are you going?
The kid. Is the kid all right?
Sierra Oscar from Sierra 1. Need an ambulance to number 8 Bridport Street. Assault. Immediately, please. And bring a blanket. And tell Inspector Bruce we need to speak to him as soon as we get back. All right, Mrs. Gibbs. There's an ambulance on its way. Take it.
It's you, mate. Come here.
Mike.
I panicked. Dial 3 9s. I needed some backup, you know. I wanted a mate.
Nancy. Mike did this.
Seems like everyone knows his family but me.
Where's Steve?
Giving Gibbs a pat on the back, I expect.
Just give me this chance to make it good, all right? Listen, if you're worried about Nancy talking, she won't. She'll keep stum. She's all right like that.
Look, come down the Nick. We'll get a coffee, have a talk.
Talk? Talk? You didn't want to talk earlier on, did you? When it would have done some good.
Now, hold on, Mike.
No, you hold on! You walked out that front door and you left me here to screw things up, didn't you? Eh? Eh?
That's not how it was.
Oh, no? Come on, then. Look at me, Steve. Look at me. You tell me how it was. Come on, son.
Put the bottle down, Mike. Put it down and come out to the car.
I'm not going down the Nick, mate. I've told you this is a one-off.
Look, it's up to you. You can either go in with a bit of dignity or you can go in cuffed. Think about it. And put that bottle down.
Narika, what is Mrs. Gibbs' condition?
She looks quite badly knocked about, sir. I'm going to go with her if that's okay.
Keep me posted of any developments.
Will do.
There you go. Poor little sod. Yeah, poor sod.
You're the arresting officer?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you come with me, Olsen.
Sir.
So, why don't you tell me what happened?
Everything looked straightforward enough at the first shout. I mean, sure, Mike was a bit tanked up, but there was nothing to make us think this would happen. I trusted him. He let me down.
Yes. And when you went back, how was he behaving?
He was cut up. He was talking a lot of rubbish. He needed bringing in.
How did Mrs. Gibbs look?
Rough. She'd fallen down the stairs.
And you realise she may press charges against her husband?
Yes, sir.
And even if she doesn't, Gibbs may have to be investigated. It's not a pleasant thing to be involved in an inquiry against a fellow officer. Appearing in court, even less so. If you have any problems of any kind, come to me. I'll listen.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Steve. I didn't believe it till I saw it for myself.
Yeah, who'd have thought it, eh?
That was Bruce.
Quite human.
Yeah, well, I'll keep an eye on Gibbs for you whilst you're writing up. But don't worry. You know as well as I do that a wife usually bottles out in these cases. And without that, the CPS haven't got a thing.
Yeah, usually. But what if she doesn't? Then what, babe, eh?
It won't go that far. Don't worry, I'll catch you later, all right?
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
Oh!
It's all right. I'll just find him somewhere he can sleep. It's all right.
Davy!
Right, Mr. Gibbs, if you care to empty your pockets under the desk. Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Is that everything?
Yeah.
Any news? It's not as bad as it looked. A fractured arm, facial cuts and bruises. It was a domestic attack, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, at least he's got some dignity in there.
Oh, that's good, is it?
Yeah, I know, mate. This is way out of character.
And that makes it all right, I suppose.
I didn't say that, but this must be a one-off.
Yeah, till it happens again.
Look, do you want to see his face all over the papers? See the courts nail him up because he's the job? That's what'll happen.
All right, David, what's the situation?
MS-15 are sending officers.
Good. Now, we must make sure the paperwork's correct. There'll be a lot of eyes on this one.
Yes, sir.
We informed Philip Wilson, the chief superintendent from Stafford Road.
Yes, sir. I've left instructions to have him shown straight up.
Good. These sort of incidents are bad for morale. Still, the men must realise the delicacy of Stringer and Loxton's situation. They're not fools. Yes, come in. Oh, Philip, I've only just got here myself. Well, this is Inspector Bruce, who's dealing with your man. All right, David, we won't keep you.
So,
good to see you, Charles. And you. There can't be any loose ends with this one.
Even a few weeks ago, things were looking so sweet, you know. Moved out of marriage quarters, just like she wanted. Making a go of it. You could say things were perfect.
Perfect?
Yeah, well, you know, we always rowed. I mean, people row sometimes, don't they?
I don't know, do they?
Yes, of course they do. I couldn't give her the things that she wanted. And coming from work and she's wearing new perfume. I mean, why's she wearing it? I mean, what's that all about, eh? Some people just got no respect.
What about yourself?
I couldn't hold on to it. It's like my mum and my dad, before they got divorced, all that shouting and screaming. I promised myself when I was a kid I'd never do anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hated my dad. Suddenly I'm just like him. What's my boy gonna think?
No, it started a couple of years back.
That long? Nancy, why didn't you tell someone?
You just sort of adapt. You learn to expect it. Mike was always touchy. He couldn't unwind.
So he took it out on you?
Yeah, well, it wasn't like that. I mean, the first time it happened, he didn't get home till God knows when. I launched at him and he just went berserk.
But there must have been a reason.
Oh, yeah, there was. I read about it in the papers the next day. It was a kid killed on a bike. Very messy.
Even so.
Yeah, even so. It just went on from there. It's like he needed the release. He just couldn't stop.
Couldn't you have talked about it?
Do you think I didn't try? He wouldn't admit anything was wrong. He just blocked it out. I mean, you don't believe it's happening. You try and tell yourself all sorts of things like he's laying into the villain, the one that got away with the community service or a stupid fine. Like I said, you learn to take it.
Just like that?
No, not anymore. It's become personal. He's got it into his mind that I'm seeing someone all the time, that he's away in a fair, I suppose.
And are you? I mean, is there somebody?
Well, even if there was, does that give him the right to do this?
No.
No. Too damn right it doesn't.
You know, I felt pretty touchy about you guys pulling in Gibbs. But now I've heard the way he's talking, Yes, what? Well, I don't know much about these things, but... Well, I reckon he needs help. Professional help. Especially now it's a dead cert to go to court.
What makes you say that?
Well, I thought you knew.
What?
Narika's bringing in Nancy Gibbs now. She does want to make a statement.
She's going to press charges?
Yeah. Could go all the way to the square box, Steve. I'm sorry, mate.
Of course, the inquiry won't stop at Gibbs.
As far as I knew, Gibbs was a reliable officer.
No mark on his file?
None. If I remember rightly, nothing on his yearly assessment to indicate psychological problems.
So, he was concealing his difficulties from his colleagues?
Yes, Charles. I'm absolutely sure the inquiry will find no quarrel with the senior ranks at Stafford Row.
Black coffee for me. Got to get me straight for the interview. Big black mark against my name.
Look, you may think I'm interfering, but don't you think you ought to make a positive effort? I mean, get some help or something. Because you're only hurting yourself at the moment, aren't you?
See a shrink, you mean? I thought that was for nutters.
Well, I didn't say that, did I?
No. But we all think it, though, don't we?
Well, I don't know. I mean, attitudes are changing, aren't they? I mean, that's the message from up top. I mean, I'm making an effort could see you all right in court.
Court? You're not serious. Disciplinary board, yeah, but not court. You need witnesses for court. I know, Nancy.
Look, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but she's on her way now to make a statement.
She what? No.
Yes. Yes, really. Look, I think about getting some help. Because, I mean, even I can see that things aren't as perfect as you've been trying to kid yourself for the last half hour.
You all right, Nancy? Yeah, fine. It's just a bit weird coming to the Nick as a victim, you know, not as a wife.
Yeah. Look, sit down. Try to relax. I'll tell MS-15 you're here.
MS-15?
Yeah. Internal investigations. They're the ones who'll be looking into the charges against Mike.
What would they want me to say?
Just the truth, Nancy. What he's been doing to you.
Yeah, of course.
Look, you're the only witness. They need your statement before they question Mike.
He's been arrested, then?
Yeah. So shall I tell them you're ready?
There. Well, that's it. Just like that. Kiss of death.
Oh, ease up on the guilt trip, will you?
Guilt trip?
Yeah, like it was you caught handing out the smacks. What happened back there?
It's been getting at me. The way Mike was talking, and Dave saying the same thing. The guy needs counselling, needs to talk about it.
So what's wrong with that?
When I nicked Mike, he blamed me for Nancy's condition because I didn't listen to him earlier on. Like it was partially my fault.
That's rubbish.
Yeah, that's what you tell yourself. He's trying it on. I thought I was doing him a favour, letting him sort himself out. How was I to know he'd flip? It's not what you'd expect.
From one of us? Yeah, I know.
Anyway, that's what's been getting at me. And I'm sorry, all right?
Right, Mrs. Gibbs. If you'd like to tell us exactly what happened earlier tonight. Whenever you're ready.
It's all right, Nancy. In your own time. Just tell them what you told me earlier.
I fell. That's all.
I'm sorry?
I just fell down the stairs. That's all that happened. Earlier on, I was dazed. I made a mistake. Please, can't you help?
Nancy, it's all right.
Sorry, Nerika, I'm sorry.
Mrs. Gibbs is in interview. Is he fit to be seen by MS-15 tonight?
Yeah, he's fine. He's all right, yeah.
Well, that's that.
What?
Nancy Gibbs, she's refusing to testify. She just realised if he loses his job, goes to jail, she'll have done it.
And you're unable to dissuade her from this decision, as a friend?
It doesn't seem to connect. What she's letting herself in for when she gets home.
Thanks, Marika. Right. You better check Gibbs is okay and organise transport for Mrs. Gibbs. I'll speak to our guests. So, where do you want to go from here? Obviously, this rather changes things. Changes things? How? Well, with the CPS. Oh, I don't think so. A crime's been committed. Mrs. Gibbs' statement would have been the icing on the cake, that's all. But if the assaulters left her too frightened to testify, then I think a referral to the domestic violence unit's probably in order. Was that right? I didn't realise. Oh, this doesn't change anything.
Nancy's backed out. She decided she'd been assaulted by a staircase.
Well, Dave Quinnan was right. Blood is thicker than water.
Oh, yeah? Whose blood?
Oh, come on. Nancy's not stupid. I mean, where's she headed if Mike gets sent down? Single-parent family on a council waiting list. She knows what she's doing.
Like she's known every time he's hit her in the last couple of years.
Nah, that can't be right.
Oh, no. She told me all about it. Mike Gibbs can't take the pace. He thinks he's married a punch bag.
Well, that's put pay to your one-off theory, hasn't it?
Bruce wants someone to take Nancy Gibbs home.
Can't Kath do it? It's her line of country.
I thought you might like to, Nerika.
Yeah, all right.
I think you did the right thing, Steve. And I'm sure when I hear the facts, the rest of the relief will think so too.
Yeah, cheers. But it'll stay internal anyway now Nancy's backed out.
Oh, I shouldn't think so, mate.
Why?
It's a new policy. I heard Bruce talking to MS-15. The DVU can take it to court regardless.
They're going to have him? Even without Nancy's statement?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, it can't be much fun going up against a mate.
Mate, you got it wrong.
How long does it take them to deliver the stuff?
10 minutes.
So where the hell are they, Sergeant?
Red GTI approaching. 2 headers, copy them, go.
Yes?
Wait.
It's got to be.
Attack, attack, attack! On place! Drop the bags! Drop the bags! Walk towards me! Get out! Turn around! Get out! Drop! Put your hand behind your head! Spread it! Spread it! Great result. I think there may have been a mistake, gentlemen.
The information we had was solid, sir.
So how come we end up making prize brats of ourselves?
It was your show, Ian. You checked Ted's sources. Don't try and stick this one on us.
This is just about what I expected. Another bloody shambles, right? This whole operation has been a bloody shambles.
Someone stepped on his toes.
The stakeout we had this morning was a washout. The blaggers didn't show.
You do surprise me, Ted. We've had this with the robbery squad before, Ma'am. Set up, waiting, total blank.
This gang have had a tip-off.
Smells like that to me, too. Someone's been sending them postcards.
You suggesting somebody's leaking?
And I'll lay odds it's coming from the robbery squad.
The simpler explanation, whether you want to hear it or not, Ted, is that your information was duff.
No, Ma'am. They were planning a hit, I'm sure of it.
I'm with Ted. On Saturday, we had 2 high-powered motors nicked, both within an hour of each other.
And that's exactly how it's gone down, every time. Before each job, they set themselves up with 2 quality motors, a getaway and a switch. That's exactly this gang's MO.
Okay. Do some legwork on it, Ted. Let's see if we can salvage something from this morning's fiasco.
A pensioner gets kicked to death and they start counting the pennies.
It's the age of the accountant, Mike.
I'd better get lucky, hadn't I?
Gov.
Mike.
Morning.
I got waylaid by Brownlow. Have a good weekend?
Yeah, great.
Thanks for that computer game, by the way. Went down a bomb. David spent his whole birthday playing with it.
Pleasure.
So what's this?
Dashwood's come up with a trace on the deceased's granddaughter to Cardiff. She's described the ring that the youth ripped off the old man's finger. Could be a break.
Let's hope so. OK, jewellers, pawn
I've
shops.
sent Dashwood to get a list.
Get Burnside to coordinate that.
Oh, if I can find him.
We're getting bogged down with this one, Chris. Let's see if we can wrestle it out of the mud, shall we?
Right.
Are you interested? Yeah, I might be. You got anything else? I'm looking for something with a bit more poke.
Ah, you'll have to ask the governor. He's over there.
Who's that with him?
Dunno. It's a nice motor, this.
Yeah, it's a bit pricey, though.
Yeah, I know. That's Mr. Rooney's trouble. He won't come down 80.
Uh-huh.
You know, I sometimes wonder how he makes a living. He ain't sold a car since he set me on 3 months back.
Yeah, well, I think I better leave it then. Sierra Oscar 5.
Yes, Ted.
The blue Passat's going to come out of there in a minute. I want you to pull out gently and follow it.
Sierra Oscar, you receiving me?
Do a license check for me on a blue Passat. Hotel 36 Echo Bravo Delta. You recognize him? You should. Now, this photograph was circulated about a month ago. He's got form for armed robbery up in Manchester. He's a top-notch villain.
And you spotted him outside some garage.
Got to be worth a spin.
This should go to the robbery squad.
You give it to them, Ma'am. You could be kissing it out the window.
Maybe, but I can't make a decision on the basis of rumour, Frank.
Someone is leaking from somewhere. They've got to be best favourite.
Unless this team's getting its tip-off from somebody a little closer to home.
Are you suggesting that someone at Sunhill's at it, too?
I'm just saying... I don't know.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sir, Superintendent Meadows would like to see you in the incident room right away.
All right.
Well, he did say it was urgent.
In a moment, Lovell.
Well, I'll tell him that, sir.
I suggest you pay this garage another visit, Ted. On a pretext, low-key, checking for stolen MOT certificates. Ask Rooney the favour of a look round.
I don't think he'd be too keen.
Or use your charm. Take Carver with you.
And keep all this and Teague's name strictly to yourself. Brief Carver on a need-to-know basis. Okay, that's it.
Mom?
A word, Frank. Do you think Ted could be right?
About what?
Anybody on our own strength we should be looking at?
I'd say they're solid. I'd go the distance for any of them.
No, I thought it was the bailiffs when I seen the suits.
Business that bad?
Diabolical. Same for everyone these days. Except you lot, I suppose.
We keep busy.
So, you want to see the MOT records on?
If you don't mind.
Mind if I use your loo?
Yeah, it's just out there in the yard. This is this month's. And the month previous. How far back do you want to go? I'll just check your mate hasn't lost his way.
Hmm? Excuse me.
You won't find any MOT certificates in here.
That motor the style?
I'm afraid the public aren't allowed in here. Dangerous fumes, not good for your health.
That's fine, Mr. Rooney. You've been very helpful.
So, get a clean bill of health to her?
Spotless. We'll get off and let you get on with it.
Don't want to overstay our welcome, do we?
No.
Two respray jobs round the back could be iffy.
Right.
What was in the book?
Eh?
I thought you turned something up.
Did you?
Oh, come off it, Ted.
Okay.
You mustn't let Burnside wind you up. He's all wind and water.
Yeah, well, I don't go for his style.
Put it down to the generation gap, Chris. You're the future.
Oh, Sergeant Lever, can you ring this number? It's about your car.
My car?
Mm-hmm.
I ran a check. There are 10 sea levels in the entire London postal area. There are only 2 Christophers.
Follow them all up, Ted.
Even if Lovell's name is in that book, all it proves is that he happens to have had his car MOT'd there.
Bit out of his way, isn't it? Rooney's garage.
Lovell doesn't have access to the kind of information that could have been leaked.
He was 3 years on the robbery squad before he paired up with Meadows at area.
He's still likely to be good drinking partners with them.
Not enough to hang him, but he looks favourite to me.
You shared this with anyone, Ted?
No.
Carver?
I came straight to you.
Did Rooney suspect your visit was anything more than routine?
He was a bit edgy.
They could do a runner.
OK, we'll watch the garage round the clock. Teague might just come back. Let's not blow the opportunity of catching him.
Right.
And, Ted, don't discuss this other matter with anybody else.
No, Ma.
Lovell. That's a facer.
I don't believe it. Chris Lovell is not the type.
What does a bank copper look like?
Hang on, Frank. All we've got is his name in some receipt book.
Look, if this is kosher, we're not going to get any medals if we sit on our thumbs.
And what if we're wrong?
We can't ignore it.
I don't like the idea of going public.
We don't. We do it on a QT. Go to Meadows privately, tell him what we got. Well, he's his supervising officer. It's his baby. Let him rock it.
Yes, that would be the best option. But I don't think it can come from me, Frank.
I see.
Hello. You lot taking over the station then?
No, bit of privacy. Girlfriend.
Yeah? Frank, thought you'd gone over the edge.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gov. Something came up.
Yeah, well, I'd appreciate 100% on this one. It is a murder inquiry. Right, Lovell's been sent a further forensic report, and I'd like you to go through it with him. You got a problem on that?
Can I talk to you, Jack? Off the record.
Yeah, sure. I'm listening.
We've had a number of armed robberies over the past 18 months. Banks, building societies.
Yeah?
Well, we reckon someone on our firm's been looking after their own interests.
On the take?
Yeah.
So have you got a name?
At the moment, the finger is pointing at Chris Lovell.
Now, that's an extremely serious allegation, Frank.
I'm not accusing the man, Gov.
What are you doing then?
I just thought you should be put in the picture.
Oh, you just giving me the gypsy's warning? Is that the idea?
Look, I know he's your bagman, Gov, and I can understand...
Don't patronise me, Frank. Just tell me what you've got, and it better be strong stuff.
I'm gonna be sick.
Not on my suit, you're not. Here, get hold of that. Oh.
Mike?
Right, Jim.
Has Mike pulled in for the Hughes murder?
He's in the running. You, fancy a pint tonight?
No chance. I'm lumbered with this obbo.
Oh, what's that then?
Jim!
Yeah.
Come on. What did you say to him?
Nothing. Why?
Yeah.
So, let me understand this. Roach scribbles down a name in some backstreet garage, and suddenly the black spot's on Chris Lovell.
Well, I think there's a bit more to it than that, sir.
Well, what you've told me is at best extremely circumstantial, and at worst not much above malicious gossip.
Malicious?
Oh, come on, Frank. Chris Lovell rubs you and Roach up the wrong way. He always has.
There is nothing personal about this, Gov.
Well, there is to me. Do you think I could have a bagman for 3 years and not know him inside out?
I thought we had enough for me to come and see you, Gov.
Yeah, well, you've been to see me, and you've had your say.
You just gonna nod this, officer?
No, I'm going to do you the favour of forgetting this conversation ever took place. I'm doing my damnedest to crack a murder inquiry, which is what you're supposed to be doing.
I am, but I thought...
No, you're not. You're preoccupied with slagging off a damn good officer. Chris Lovell is as straight as a die.
Gov. Mike's brought in a body.
Tony Harmer. He pledged the old man's ring to a pawnbroker and signed for it with his own name.
Have you interviewed him?
He's a bit worse for drink, Gov.
Right, we'll pour some coffee down him and I'll come down in a minute.
All right.
You all right, Chris?
Sure. Why?
Rooney's Garage, Gatley Street. Immediate assistance required.
Okay, Ted.
Who's there?
Police. Get it! You got that? White Transit, Alpha 753, Juliet Lima Charlie.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah, fine.
What is this?
I think you've got some questions to answer, Mr. Rooney. Get him out of here.
Morning, Matthew.
Morning.
Where's the prisoner?
Inspector Burnside has him in interview room 2, Mum.
From now on, Rooney's custody record will be kept in my office, OK?
Right, Mum.
If anyone asks to see him, you let me know.
Yeah, what's going
Don't
on?
ask. When this comes to court, you're going to be well and truly stuffed, Alan. On one of those jobs, you blew away someone's liver. Knocked him up for life. The judge is going to love that.
It wasn't me.
You saying it was Teague?
It's only a matter of time before we pick up Teague. He's gonna sing, Alan. He'll bury you.
Look, can we talk business?
You offering to fatten our pockets, Alan?
Because we might have to do you for the bribery and corruption of a police officer as well, Mr. Rooney.
I wasn't offering nothing.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the scrote who's been taking backhanders off you for the last 2 years.
We know a police officer has been marking your cards, Alan. Why don't you save yourself some grief and spell it out for us?
Well, you know so much you don't need me, do you?
Alan, you fancy spending the rest of your natural banged up?
What would I get out of this?
Not a lot. A word in the judge's ear about how cooperative you've been. So, for the record.
Yeah, all right. One of yours has been taking care of us.
What is this officer's name?
No good without a name, Alan.
Lovell. Sergeant Lovell.
All right. Don't believe me. It's all round the station.
George reckons someone's at it.
I ain't heard nothing. Yeah, well, you're the last to hear anything, Reg. That's why you're fed Reg.
Here, Reg, you haven't done the Christmas money, have you?
Now, that is libel.
No slander, Reg.
No, it's liable to get him a fit, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, tell him what Boyden reckon.
Well, first thing was, right, we had a prisoner in number 2 lockup, name of Rooney. Then Reed comes in, rubs his name off, chalks up Jones.
Why?
Well, Boyden reckons the only yeah, sure. Reckons the only reason that he's going to do that is because there's going to be trouble upstairs.
Rooney claims Lovell's been creaming something off the top for the past 3 years, Gov.
And how is Sergeant Lovell supposed to obtain this information he supplies them with?
Socialising with the robbery squad, listening to the gossip. He actually even made a phone call from this station yesterday, Gov. Advised Rooney to clear out.
Teague managed to evade arrest, sir.
And Rooney gave you Lovell's name. You didn't suggest it to him.
No way did I coach him, sir. You can listen to the tape.
I intend to.
Any further action, sir?
If MS-15 need contacting, I'll let you know, Kim.
Farmer, that's the lad Dashwood brought in legless yesterday, innit?
Yeah, that's him.
He's in here. Right, out you come, son. Come on. Tony Harmer. Take him through and you can sign for him.
Right.
Yeah, all right. One of yours has been taking care of us.
What is this officer's name?
No good without a name, Alan.
Lovell. Sergeant Lovell. Teague knew him up north when he was a beat bobby. He was copping off Teague even then.
Chief Superintendent Patch. MS-15.
He says he's got a license, Sarge.
How about my 20 years?
Where is it?
At my mother's, in Wakefield.
And your insurance certificate?
Oh, I told him. She tore it to shreds.
Who did?
Lucy.
Your mother?
His dog. It's a bitch.
Isn't it just? I'll give you another 48 hours to produce all your documents, Mr.
Bright, Sarge.
Excuse me, sir.
Hey, hold on a minute.
Who are they? MS-15, the firing squad.
Lovell!
I'm not going anywhere.
No, you're not.
I'm just getting some fresh air.
You're right. There is a bit of a nasty odour hanging about in there. Some people want to talk to you.
I regarded the allegations as spurious.
Spurious? You didn't think they merited closer examination?
It happened at a critical moment during a murder inquiry, so, well...
You chose to ignore it.
No, I'd say that with hindsight, I made an error of judgment.
Oh, yes. Apparently. One other matter. The receipt book Sergeant Roach discovered. On checking the vehicle that Lovell took into the garage, turns out not to be his.
Sir?
You're not aware that the vehicle was in fact yours, Superintendent?
What?
The car was registered in your name, Meadows. Can you explain that? Perhaps you and Lovell jointly own the car. Or was it a gift?
I remember. I loaned him it one weekend. He sold his. I didn't need mine. And in return, he said he'd get it MOT'd through somebody who is a family friend.
Family friend. Another little fatal error of judgment, eh? Hmm?
We, had a result, sir.
What?
The Hughes murder. The, Harmer kid coughed it. I'm sorry, Jack.
I trusted you! They're waiting for you, Sergeant. I owe you an apology.
Nah. They're gonna take him to pieces.
And me with him. He's really had me over, Frank.
Well, the worst they do to you is wrap your knuckles.
Don't you believe it? They're gonna throw the book at me on this one.
What's going on, Kim? Jack reckons he's gonna hang too.
It's in MS-15's hands, Frank. There's nothing we can do for him.
Well, we could have sorted him out of line before we had the goon squad crawling all over us.
Those days are gone. Meadows is one of the cloth. He can look after himself.
Seems to be what everybody else is doing.
You don't know the full picture. There's other evidence, Frank.
What evidence?
I'm not at liberty to discuss it.
Are you saying that Meadows was in on this with Lovell?
I'm saying... I don't know. But if I were you, I'd draw down and stay clear if you value your future prospects.
Oh, after all, that's what really matters, isn't it?
Hmm?
Keeping our skirts out of the mud as we climb further up the ladder.